Good evening and welcome to Game Time on YurView, Arizona. Tonight's high school game of the week comes to you from Peoria, where the winner will claim the 5A Northwest Region title as the Centennial Coyotes host the Sunrise Mountain Mustangs. Hello everybody, Chris Harris here along with former Dallas Cowboy and three-time Super Bowl champion Dale Hellstray. And Dale, this season has absolutely flown by. Here we are, the final week of the regular season. We have two teams here tonight in Sunrise Mountain and Centennial playing for not only power points, but a region title as well.
Well, they are, and to me what's most enjoyable about this is a lot of these kids grew up together. The school's five miles apart. Going to be fun to watch rivalry renewed.
Well, Sunrise Mountain, they are led by their head coach, Steve Decker. He is in his third season leading the Mustangs.
Yeah, 2 years ago they were in the quarterfinal. Last year, the school's first trip to the state semifinals. They're 7-2 this year. He's built this program. They've moved up a division, and they're very, very competitive. Fun to watch them tonight.
Offensively, the Mustangs are led by quarterback Keegan Freed. The senior captain is committed to play his college ball at Air Force.
Yeah, at Air Force Academy. He makes his team go. He's a 2-year starter. He's a dual threat. You can see he can run the football, has great vision. He can also throw the ball. 41 total touchdowns for the freedom fighter. Excuse me, there you see the numbers. A fantastic senior season for Keegan Freed.
And he sees 30 yards away, rushing for 1,000 on the year to go along with that 2,000 yards passing. It'd be quite a feat there for Keegan Freed. Well, you can't tell the West Side story of football in Arizona without talking about Centennial. They've won the state title 6 times in the last 13 years, including 3 in the last 4 seasons. They're led by their head coach, Richard Taylor.
His 27th season here, he opened this program. We always marvel, and he looks about the same now as he did 27 years ago. Calm, cool, collected, has built a dynasty here on the West Side.
Defensively, Centennial has given up a total of 48 points this season. The Coyotes recorded 4 shutouts, including the past 3 games. One of the leaders on that side of the ball is Jaden Young.
He's got some interest from UCLA, Michigan State, and other big-time schools. Versatile athlete. Also play a little bit of running back, wildcat quarterback, and also you see the defensive numbers, a big part of the Centennial defense.
All right, when we come back, we'll have the keys and kickoff to tonight's 5A Northwest Region showdown between the Sunrise Mountain Mustangs and Centennial Coyotes. Don't go anywhere. You're watching Game Time on YurView, Arizona.
Game Time high school football coverage on YurView is sponsored by Arizona Automotive Institute. Turn your dreams into reality with career training from AAI. By Circle K. It's time for a Circle K Polar Pop timeout. Your cup, your rules. And by Valle Luna, proud supporter of scholar athletes in Arizona. Join us all fall long for some of the top high school football from around the country on Game Time.
Coming back to school is a big decision, but at AAI, we're with you every step of the way.
We offer career-focused education, and we work with you from the day you enroll through graduation
to help you reach the ultimate goal of moving into the career you deserve.
Don't be afraid to try something new, to try something different. You will set an example for your family, for your children. It's never too late to start a new career.
Check us out at aai.edu.
Or call now and come visit our campus.
What is Valle Luna Mexican Food and Cantina? We are a true Arizona original, serving carefully prepared, authentic Sonoran-style cuisine since 1983. We are time-honored family recipes using only the freshest ingredients. Good fun, a family place, a gathering place. We are happy faces and happy hours. We are your new favorite neighborhood hangout. Valle Luna Mexican Food and Cantinas.
Welcome back, everybody. Centennial High School as we get set. The final game of the regular season Centennial Coyotes, the top-ranked team in 5A. Sunrise Mountain Mustangs, number 9 ranked team, coming into tonight's game. And let's now take a look at the keys to tonight's game. And Dale, what do you have?
Well, you see the keys, the banner game. It's Big Game Blues seniors getting it done. We talked about in the open, these schools are 5 miles apart. A lot of these kids have known each other since grade school. They've played against each other, they've played with each other, and a lot of times that really brings out the emotion. You don't want to get too hyped up, especially early in the game. These rivalry games, sometimes there's after whistle penalties that can cost you. And then obviously it's senior night here at Centennial. Big game for them. You want to remember this game 10, 20, and 30 years from now.
Yeah, you mentioned these two schools 5 miles apart. They have not played each other since 2008. So it's been about a decade. Let's stick down to the field now and see if we can listen into the captain's meeting and the coin toss.
Take care of it, we don't have to, okay? Sunrise, you're the visitors. You're going to call the coin. Eagle is tails. There's the head. Head, tails. What's your call? Tails is the call. It's a heads. You've won the toss. You want the ball. Which goal do you want to defend? Put your backs to the goal you want to defend. No, you want to kick that way? Put your backs to that goal. Scoot around here.
So there you go, Centennial in the all-blue uniforms. They won the toss, and they will take the ball.
Won the toss and they
Sunrise Mountain in the visiting white uniforms.
Good old Richard Taylor not buying into analytics and all those new wave theories of, I think the majority of teams these days, they defer. Want to kick off, play defense because numbers upon numbers say, oh, you get a little bit of advantage. Richard Taylor says, you know what? We get a chance to get the ball, give us the ball, and we're going to drive the ball down the field and score.
Especially when you got defense like Centennial. 4 shutouts on the season. The past 3 games they have not been scored on. So you would think he'd not be afraid to put that defense out there, but he elects to go with the offense. And take a look at Steve Decker, head coach for Sunrise Mountain in his 3rd season leading the Mustang program. He was the offensive coordinator prior to that. Also the wrestling coach at Sunrise Mountain. So he's got quite a few football players that'll be out during the winter with the wrestling team as well.
Great cross training, especially for those linemen, balance and toughness. And tell you what, back at Saguaro High School, I thought about going out for wrestling. I saw them going up and down that home side stadium of the SaberCats and said, you know what, I think basketball is my calling.
That's where you tapped out.
Yep.
Jaden Young back to return for Centennial. To kick it off is Jackson Meskimen, who leads the state in touchbacks with 47 on the season. He's got a cannon for a leg. And true to form, boots that one through the end zone.
And he doesn't get but about 5 yards back.
He's got a leg. He also plays soccer for the Mustangs as well. Here's your Arizona Automotive Institute starting lineups for tonight. Turn your dreams into reality with career training from AAI.
This is what has made Centennial so dominant over the Richard Taylor years, that offensive line. I say it every time we come out here, I don't know what they put in the water, but from left to right, you go 290, 290, 285, 280, 330 with a couple sophomores at the tackles. And then you just keep on churning out running backs. It's an offensive machine.
Yeah, those 2 sophomores, they played freshman ball last year. So making the big jump up. And you mentioned those guys paving the way for the ground game. Centennial averaging just under 8 yards a carry this season. Coyotes will start from their own 20s. Jaden Young, Wildcat quarterback. He is off and running down the right sideline. Takes a shot out of bounds. But a pickup of 19 on the play. The Wildcat quarterback, Jaden Young.
Well, it's got to be frustrating for Sunrise Mountain. You get penetration defensive line-wise against that front, and then you have an athlete like Young who can just bounce it outside. You see the penetration. Just can't make the tackle. Could have been a 2-3 yard loss. The athleticism of Young allows him to pick up a first down.
And putting Young at that Wildcat quarterback is something that head coach Richard Taylor incorporated into the offense a 3 weeks ago. Tawi Walker gets bottled up. Making the tackle is the middle linebacker, Hunter Olson, who starts both ways. As we take a look now at the Centennial quarterback, Jonathan Morris, the junior, first year starting for the Coyotes.
See the numbers there, and probably the biggest numbers, 12 touchdowns against 2 interceptions. Just don't want to make mistakes as a quarterback of the Coyotes.
And we have a player down for Sunrise Mountain, and it is senior middle linebacker Bo Moore as we take a look at that Mustangs defense.
Well, we talked about the size of that offensive line for Centennial. Up front for the Sunrise Mountain team, you got 180, 170, and then 250 is Caleb Parham. They're going to do a lot of moving out of that 3-man front because, again, you got that big offensive line. The thing that can give a big offensive line problems is movement and quickness along that defensive line. You can get penetration and be disruptive.
And along those lines, Sunrise Mountain with 31 sacks on the season. 2nd and 10. JD, check that. Tawi Walker takes the direct snap. Huge run for Walker. Cannot be brought down. And finally, the Mustangs corral Walker, a pickup of 51 yards for the senior.
Right up the gut between Keltner and Fife, the center and the right guard. Breaks one tackle. Hunter Olson had one little shot at him. You see the punishment dished out. Stiff arms, keeps those legs churning, and Centennial's up on the ball already again.
Walker, the leading rusher for Centennial, pickup of 51. Makes it 1st and goal for the Coyotes. Handoff this time to Davon Fountain. Pickup of a couple. Fountain, a late addition to Centennial. He sit out the first 5 games of the season. Transferred in from Millennium. And all he did there last year was gain over 1,000 yards.
Well, you see his body there, 6 foot, 190 pounds, a senior.
Second and goal. Walker again bounces it to the outside. Drives the Sunrise Mountain defender. Touchdown, Centennial. Tawi Walker with the 7-yard touchdown run. And he absolutely rolled right over E.J. Anderson before finding the end zone.
Low center of gravity, 5'10", 195 pounds. Again, supposed to go off tackle, good penetration. Gets away with a hold there, bounces it outside. And Walker supposedly nursing a sore ankle. Wasn't going to play a whole lot of offense tonight. I think if I'm Coach Taylor, I'm probably going to keep him in on offense for a few more plays.
Well, when you run the ball like that, why not? Extra point, it is up, and it is good by Joaquin Rodriguez. And with 10:13 remaining here, opening quarter, it's time to take a Circle K Polar Pop timeout. Your cup, your rules. Tawi Walker, 7-yard touchdown run. Coyotes strike first.
You're watching Game Time on YurView. For more in-depth coverage of the top players around, recruiting updates, behind-the-scenes access, and more, check out YurView.com.
Hey, Arizona, Circle K is home of the 89-cent any-size Polar Pop Foam Cup. Fill up the cup that stays cold longer with your favorite flavor and enjoy all day long. You can get any size Polar Pop Foam Cup for just 89 cents every day. That's right, any size Polar Pop Foam Cup for just 89 cents. Head to Circle K now and get a Polar Pop Cup and so much more. Only at Circle K.
Tonight's Game Time starting lineups are brought to you by Arizona Automotive Institute. Turn your dreams into reality with career training from AAI. Join us all fall long for some of the top high school football from around the country on Game Time.
Welcome back, everybody. Tawi Walker at the 7-yard touchdown run puts Centennial on top early on. And guess Richard Taylor knew what he was doing. Won the coin toss, elected to take the ball. His offense marches the ball right down the field and hits the end zone. So we take a look at the scoring drive. 5 plays, 80 yards, just under 2 minutes off the clock. Capped off by the Walker touchdown run. And all 5 plays were on the ground for Centennial. A little ground and pound early on. Centennial now set to kick it away. Whistles before we get the kick. Here by Joaquin Rodriguez. Jay Anderson and Zeke Marshall back to return for Sunrise Mountain. It's Anderson with the ball. He gets tripped up, making the tackle for Centennial was Devin Sanchez. And we will now see the Mustangs offense for the first time here tonight.
See the 4 wide receivers averaging over 45 points a game. Pretty balanced attack. 236 yards passing, 217 yards rushing. Got to control the ball a little bit offensively to keep that Coyote offense on the sideline.
Arizona Automotive Institute starting lineups. Handoff, Bryce Cord. He gets tripped up by Jaden Young. Jaden Young, the junior strong safety. We featured him at the top of the broadcast. And makes an impact right away, offensively and defensively. So we take a look now at numbers for the senior quarterback for Sunrise Mountain, Keegan Freed. Very impressive.
Over 2,000 yards passing. I love the 31 touchdowns, the 7 interception ratio.
2nd down and 10. Freed just gets bottled up and coming up with the sack for Centennial. Number 51, Xavier Garcia, the junior.
You look at this Centennial defensive line, and as big as their offensive line is, that's how small their defensive line is, 215. Garcia, one of the bigger ones at 240, Watkins at 240, Jodarski 225, but they're quick, they're tough, they're strong. We saw them against a big, strong Bishop Gorman offensive line, and they beat him with quickness and strength.
Freed rolling to his left, tries to get out of the trouble, tucks it, and there goes Freed. Talked about his dual threat capability, takes a shot. Gets brought down by Connor Knudsen, but you see that elusiveness there by Keegan Freed, showing that athleticism.
Left-handed quarterback, really a fairly decent blitz pickup. Nobody open down the field. He'll pick up some yards, going to try and fight for an extra yard or 2. Still brings up 4th down.
See the rushing numbers on the season for Freed, and he's going to punt it away. Great punt by Freed over the head of Jaden Young. And Young's just going to let that one go. Looks like the ball is going to be marked down at about the 23-yard line, but
speaking of good, don't forget Anthony Baca from Pinnacle Capital Mortgage. You want to finance it? You want Anthony Baca.
Here are tonight's Valle Luna Mexican Restaurant Scholar Athletes of the game. Valle Luna, proud supporters of Scholar Athletes in Arizona. Tonight's Scholar Athletes are Jake Prey of Sunrise Mountain and Jacob Fife of Centennial. Jake has a 4.0 GPA, ranks 3rd in the class of 453. Jacob has a 3.96 GPA and a member of the National Honor Society. On campus, he helps clean up the football stadium on Saturday mornings. Also volunteers at the Sun City Elk Club as well. How about that? Helping out clean up the stadium here tomorrow morning, Jake Fife.
Well, I know he comes from a good family. Got to work with him a little bit when he was in middle school, growing up, and now going to be going playing college ball somewhere next year. I know a few schools have shown some interest in him, and obviously when you talk about a 3-year starter, almost a 4.0 GPA, an offer from Western New Mexico, Remember, we did their game earlier. He had knee surgery on June 12th. Came back and played in the first game and has played in every game since. Tough kid.
2nd down and 1. Morrison shotgun is going to tuck it. That Sunrise Mountain defense coming up. Making the stop. Hunter Olson in on the tackle.
Well, and Hunter Olson, obviously a very versatile football player, wore 44 up until this week, as now he's playing offensive guard and linebacker. See the size, 6 foot, 200 pounds. Coach says not only is he versatile, but he is tenacious.
Also part of the wrestling team at Sunrise Mountain. Loss of 2 on the play, going to bring up 3rd down and 3. Morris with the handoff to Jaden Young. Gets to the outside. 1st down, Coyotes. Jaden Young showing that speed. Getting to the corner. Moving the chains for Centennial.
Oh, that's frustrating defensively. You do just about everything right. Kind of see the fly sweep and you're giving chase. You have a chance at him, Colton Church, but just too much speed from Young to gain the edge.
Jacob Young, another player for Centennial, high GPA, 3.92, taking AP and honors classes. 1st and 10 from the 45. A.J. Jackson in motion and takes the short pitch. Another 1st down, but a big hit by Jay Anderson, but not before A.J. Jackson picks up the 1st down.
Yeah, 2 Andersons on the team. Jay Anderson, the senior, came up very physical. Yeah, another fly sweep. You see the speed this Centennial team has, and not afraid to hit you.
That's one of the things that Mustangs head coach said about Jay Anderson. He's not afraid to stick his nose in there and lay a hit on somebody, as A.J. Jackson just found out. 1st and 10, Centennial now the Sunrise Mountain 39. Morris goes down the field, has a receiver. Dylan Miller goes through his hands. Boy, you will not see that too often. Miller, usually a sure-handed receiver, can't come up with it.
You run the ball so well, you're going to devote all your resources trying to stop the run. You couldn't put the ball in a better place. And Dylan Miller, 14 catches, over 220 yards, and 5 touchdowns on the season. Not going to see him do that very often.
Not at all. 2-year starter. Started last year as a sophomore on that state championship team. 2nd down and 10. Handoff this time to Walker. You see how the penalty flag go flying in.
Yeah, it looks like you might get holding on interior of that offensive line for Centennial.
And it's going to be a hold against Centennial. We see our officials here. Ray Burt, Jeff Gentry, Scott Alford, Jared Burt, and Brandon Burt. So basically it's a Burt family reunion here tonight. 3 of the 5 officials.
Are they related?
We believe
Chris.
they are, but we're just not sure what the connection is.
Brothers?
We did not find that out.
Chris, come on.
That information was not passed along to me.
That's your job.
Efforting that information. 3rd down, 3rd and 9. And Morris is going to go under center. Jackson in motion. And the handoff goes to Walker, pushing forward. Down to the 30. It's going to be just shy of a 1st down. So bring up 4th down and about 1.
I mean, Sunrise Mountain knows Centennial's most likely going to run the ball. Look at all these white jerseys. I mean, you can't block them all, so the running back's going to have to take one of them. And what he's going to do is try and run through them and over them.
And the Coyotes go for it on 4th down. And they just pound it up the middle. Tawi Walker with the carry. First down Centennial on what was a 4th down and 1.
Well, why wouldn't you if you're Ian Combus, the offensive coordinator? Richard Taylor, your side of the field, 4th down and 1. This offensive line, the physicality of your running backs.
You got somebody like Walker, 72 yards already here tonight on 6 carries. Morris looks downfield, decides to tuck it and run. Plenty of room for Morris. Touchdown Centennial. Penalty flag comes out right near the goal line. So we'll see if the touchdown stands or not. But what a play there by Morris.
Wonder if they're going to get holding downfield on the wide receiver.
The flag is down at the goal line, right where Morris took it in.
And they're going to call holding, and it's one of those frustrating calls as a coach because wide receivers don't typically like to block.
Before the score, holding. Number 10, offense. Correction, number 11. 10-yard penalty from the spot of the foul. First down.
It's frustrating for coaches because you're sitting there looking at it. He called it on number 11, Andre Dimbidi. They don't like to block downfield, but then when they do, every once in a while, their hand just gets outside the framework a little bit. And you can see Coach getting on him a little bit. Let's see. And again, it was a grab by the technical term. It's a thing that you're going to tell your wide receiver, you don't need to hold him right there. Let him go when he tries to separate. But you can't get mad at him because he is blocking downfield.
It was an effort play. And there goes Jaden Young, right side. Touchdown Centennial. So they have one touchdown call back for a penalty, and they come right back, and it's Jaden Young this time with the score.
The only difference is instead of Jonathan Morris getting the touchdown, Jaden Young got the touchdown. And, you know, they could have called holding there on Brad Young, the tight end, 6'2", 190-pound tight end right on the edge. Another very impressive drive by Centennial.
Rodriguez's extra point, it's up and it's good. 2 possessions, 2 touchdowns for Centennial. The last one capped out by the Jaden Young 10-yard touchdown run. 4:55 remaining here, first quarter. And the Coyotes scoring drive, 10 plays, 77 yards, took 3:15 off the clock.
Well, the co-defensive coordinators for Sunrise Mountain, Jerry Cravens and Bobby Ramirez, you know, you come into every game, especially a game against Centennial, and what are your keys? And you got to say, stop the run. Well, you know what? I don't know if you stop the run, maybe slow them down. Got to run to the ball. They haven't done that real well so far. And then tackle. They can improve on that.
156 yards rushing already for Centennial.
Well, the other thing that jumped out to me is I look at these kickers, and they're both dynamic kickers. But I bet you the opposing kickers are probably by weight the heaviest kickers in a game at 465 pounds. And you see Rodriguez kick the ball off, making Sunrise Mountain fair catch.
A little pooch kick there, and I will second that. There's no chance there are 2 kickers
that add up to 465
bigger than
pounds.
these 2. I'd like to get them like a cage match or wrestling or something along those lines. A couple of big boys.
By the way, we were admiring Sunrise Mountain's helmets. Really, really cool high school football helmets.
Yeah, they look pretty sharp. I also like the pink ribbon there on the side of the helmet. Breast Cancer Awareness Month, the month of October. Classy touch. Keegan Freed and the Sunrise Mountain offense back out onto the field. They'll start from their own 30. Freed fakes the pass, and Bryce Cord has got absolutely nowhere to go. Sire Fields was the first man in to make the tackle.
Well, I saw Sire Fields on the field before the game. See him listed 6'3", 205, offers from Arizona Christian. And Ottawa College. He's a kid who I'd love to see over the next 2, 3, 4 years, a college training table, college weightlifting program. I could see him 6'4", 240, being a dynamic linebacker at the next level.
And the football runs in the genes. His dad, Eric, played at ASU.
Sunrise Mountain goes hard count. And a lot of times you don't do it very much.
Prior to the snap, false start, number 68 offense, 5-yard penalty, second down.
So that's the right guard, Hunter Olson. You touched on it earlier, Dale. He's going both ways, had to do the jersey number change. He's starting at right guard. His second ever game starting at right guard. As Keegan Freed's on the run. Nice run here by the senior down the sidelines. And a great job to see that first down marker takes an extra stride and picks up the first down.
6'3", 185 pounds, and deceptively quick. Watch him once he gets out of his pocket. Look like he gets sacked, bounces outside, but then watch this burst that he has. Nice blocking downfield by Nathan Duran, able to pick up the first down. And boy, the thing that jumped out to me, all your research on the game, was he's thrown at least one touchdown pass in every varsity start.
Pretty impressive. Yeah, it's 23 straight games that Keegan Freed has thrown a touchdown pass. And Bryce Cord gets bottled up once again. MJ Walker, 31, in on the tackle, amongst others.
Well, we talked about the Sunrise offensive attack, and really balanced. 218 yards rushing, 235 yards passing, and Centennials obviously came out and said, you are not going to run the ball on us. We're going to make you force you to throw the football, make you one-dimensional, which makes it really difficult on an explosive offense that averages over 45 points a game.
Keegan Freed tucks it and goes. Gets dropped just short of midfield, but one of the things when we talked to Richard Taylor that he noticed about Keegan Freed, if his first read is not open, he's not afraid to tuck it and go.
Well, that's what about that looked like. Look at his first read. It's covered. I can tuck it. I can pick up 6 or 7 yards, give us a manageable third down situation. As you see there, over 1,000 yards rushing on the season.
And that goes along with over 2,000 yards passing. Ball gets knocked free. The intended receiver, Kyle Copley, but a big hit by Centennial to separate him from the ball.
Jaden Young comes up from that strong safety position. He's the guy who lines up the secondary, vocal leader. Coach says great anticipation. You could see it there, and brings up the fourth down right at midfield.
Just under 3 minutes remaining here, opening quarter. 4th down and 4. Freed punts it away. Another nice punt by Freed. Nobody to return for Centennial. And that ball is going to get marked down at about the 20-yard line. A couple of nice punts there by Freed. But I want to finish off the thought about the over 2,000 yards passing, over 1,000 yards rushing, as you see Freed's punting numbers. But he came into tonight's game second in the 5A ranks with over 3,000 total yards. And let's take a look here early on at this Centennial offense in that ground game. 156 yards rushing on the ground already.
Well, what you're going to notice, they make you defend the entire field. Wide right, wide left, up the middle. Had an open receiver down the field for a touchdown pass. Tough to play defense.
Morris takes a shot down the field, hits A.J. Jackson, who stumbles, keeps his feet. Jackson the dash for the end zone. Touchdown Centennial. A.J. Jackson with the 80-yard grab and go. And just as we talk about that Centennial rushing attack, Morris goes deep to Jackson.
Yep. Single coverage down the field. Jackson is senior on senior night. Looks like he almost thought he blew his hamstring there for a minute. Going to see him right after he catches it. Either that or he stepped in a pothole. keeps on going, runs away from Alex Ganali and into the end zone.
Issues here on the extra points. So this game will stay at 20-0. There's a good look right there. A.J. Jackson, the man of the moment. So we're taking a look at the extra point attempt.
Yeah, snap a little bit high, but I think Elijah Brooks says I'll catch that the majority of the time.
Still a lot of smiles, though, on that Centennial sideline, especially the 23, A.J. Jackson.
Well, I mean, A.J. Jackson, obviously a really nice job catching the ball and then running the end zone, but well, you got to tip your cap. And we've seen this Centennial team over the years, and you give them a quarterback who can throw the ball down the field a little bit, and with the physicality of their offensive line and running backs, they're almost unstoppable. And remember, Jonathan Morris, he's only a junior. You know, I mean, the research you did, he wants to be a robotics engineer. I mean, whatever.
Right kid, yeah.
Whatever that is. It's over my pay grade.
Well, he explained it to me, but I didn't get it.
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty impressive. And Morris, he was the backup last year to Ruben Beltran. Beltran was a 2-year starter for Centennial. Now it's Morris's turn, and Rodriguez, he's had a busy first quarter here. On with the return, though, for Sunrise Mountain is Zeke Marshall. Talk about the talent that comes through this Centennial program. Let's take a look at the next level players for the Coyotes this season. You got the center, Carson Kellner, just committed to Air Force, and Kieran Clark looking at some nice offers. And you mentioned Jacob Fife, the player you worked with even back in middle school, and then Tawi Walker. Jaden Young, he's just a junior.
Some nice big schools. They come out and check out Centennial. A number of kids during Richard Taylor's tenure have gone on to have success at various colleges, and that makes college coaches come back around.
Look at those total yards. 245 for Centennial. And for Sunrise Mountain, they picked up, what, about 3 on that play? So 37 total yards.
When you've been hit in the mouth if you're Sunrise Mountain here in the first quarter, how can you respond? Offense, let's start with a few first downs. Let's get the ball across the 50-yard line, but let's not lose our composure.
Keegan Free just looking for somewhere to go to get away from the Centennial pressure. Not able to do it, and getting the sack is Connor Knudsen, the senior defensive end.
Well, Coach Taylor told you, I mean, the one thing he's gonna read one time. Watch him look this way. Nothing's there immediately. He's gonna bail because that pressure is coming. So he's gonna read, nope, not there. I gotta go. But look at all the blue jerseys across the line of scrimmage, being aggressive defensively.
Knudsen, he's got offers from Whittier, Arizona Christian, and Ottawa. There goes Keegan Freed, again tossed to the ground. And this time, it's Frankie Hollenquist. Hollenquist has an offer from Arizona Christian. That is the 3rd sack tonight already for this Coyotes defense.
Oh, you see that 6 foot, 280 pounds, low center of gravity. We talked about the lack of height for this Centennial defensive line. That's not necessarily a negative. I always found it as a taller offensive lineman much more difficult to block defensive linemen with a low center of gravity.
And we're going to have a timeout on the field by Sunrise Mountain. And
but, you know, you talk about being, 6'3", 6'4", 6'5". If you're blocking 6 foot 5'11", the whole name of the game in the trenches is who can get leverage. Low man usually wins. Well, if you start off at 5'10", 5'11", low man, you win.
Centennial on top of the 5A power rankings, and they have a very comfortable lead. Williams Field at 2, Notre Dame Prep 3, Castile 4, Cienega at 5. Work our way down to number 9. We got Sunrise Mountain there.
Okay, so.
And we look at the 11 through 20. 16 Maricopa, that's where the cutoff is. So they're in a battle with Ironwood and Buena for that last spot.
What's easier to explain? Power rankings or the quarterback rating?
Oh, wow. That's a toss-up.
Jared, can you tell us what's easier?
Our stats man, Jared.
Come on. You live for numbers, numbers live for you. And he's just shaking his head, throws his hands up.
He's got nothing. Sunrise Mountain punts it away from their own end zone. A.J. Jackson, the return man, he's just going to let that one bounce. And the Coyotes are going to have excellent field position. They will start from the Sunrise Mountain 37-yard line. And I don't think Richard Taylor could have a better first quarter here on senior night.
Well, he's still ranting and raving over on the sidelines. I just love coaches. We saw Coach Jones last week after Perry's big win, and I actually said, hey, it's okay to smile. You just beat Hamilton. You can talk to the players tomorrow about, hey, we could play better, and blah, blah, blah. You won a football game. Enjoy it for a few minutes.
I think you did get Perry's head coach Jones to crack a quick smile with your comment. Handoff, Davon Fountain breaks out of a tackle. Still on his feet. How about Davon Fountain? The stable of running backs that Centennial has is amazing.
Well, you just keep rolling those guys through, and so when they're in there, well, they're going to run physical, they're going to run hard, they're going to continue to keep those legs churning. Fountain, 6 foot, 190 pounds, 30 carries, 235 yards coming into the game.
We do have a late penalty flag coming in.
After the play, unsportsmanlike conduct number 77, taunting, 15-yard foul, second down.
Well, that's very unbecoming of an offensive lineman, George Router.
Take another look. There's Router there, 77. As we look at Davon Fountain. Let's see if we can see what Reuter was up to. Not gonna be able to pick
See, us offensive line, we're kind of sneaky when we do things like that. We're not going to be caught on camera.
Not that sneaky. You've got the officials to at least throw the flag at you. Morris gets it out to Eric Haney, the junior. Room to run. Eric Haney. Nice pickup there. Eric Haney, junior slot receiver. Richard Taylor says this guy, he could be a candidate to be the team MVP this year, playing both ways, but a big pickup here.
Well, tremendous job. Comes back to get the football. Good downfield blocking by Stark. You see the explosion. Almost picks up the first down.
5'10", 170-pound junior. Boy, this Centennial offense getting it done on the ground, through the air. Haven't had much resistance here in the opening quarter. Tawi Walker again, a huge hole up the middle. Tawi Walker. Touchdown Centennial once again. Walker with his second touchdown of the night. This one from 26 yards out.
Right up the middle. And you pull around number 57, and that's Andy Belmontes, the 6 foot, 260-pound junior, leading the way up the middle, and Walker just having a really enjoyable first half. Takes a hit from Jay Anderson as it goes in the end zone.
Rodriguez extra point, it's up and it's good. You mentioned Andy Belmontes, the junior, 6 foot, 255 pounds. This past summer, he set the school record in the squat, 645 pounds. Take a look at the scoring drive. 3 plays, 36 yards, 26 seconds, which matches the 26-yard touchdown run by Walker. 4 possessions now, 4 touchdowns for the Coyotes.
What happened to the ball control the Coyotes were setting out to have tonight? Control the clock, control the ball. I mean, you look at their keys, take care of the ball.
They're taking care of it.
Limit penalties. Control the clock.
Not much on the control the clock situation, but
you're not going to complain too much about scoring too quickly.
No. Three seconds remaining here in the opening quarter, and Rodriguez set to kick once again for the Coyotes. They lead 27-0. Rodriguez kicks this one deep and will reach the end zone as Zeke Marshall lets it go. There's a good look at Rodriguez. He's had a busy first quarter.
Number one, running out to the field and back, and that leg having to swing through as many times. And oh boy, the Centennial team
got it in.
Looks like a well-oiled machine. We've always talked about how under Richard Taylor's Coyote teams, we usually see them early in the season, then we get to see them later in the season. And they're one of the few teams that consistently get better as the season goes along.
It's incredible. It's like clockwork with those guys. Last play of the quarter, Freed gets the ball batted down. And there is Frankie Hollenquist again. Another nice play by that Centennial defense to end the first quarter. And it is all Centennial as they lead Sunrise Mountain by a score of 27-0. You're watching Game Time on YurView, Arizona.
Clear them out now. They've got to go. At Arrowhead Honda, we're having a construction sale, and we have to clear the lot. We're making way for a brand new showroom, so we're smashing prices on new cars.
Lease a new 2018 Honda Civic LX for just $89 a month. Or a new 2018 Honda Accord LX for only $159 a month.
Super low prices, the best deals ever. The construction sale going on now at Arrowhead Honda at Bell Road and the 101.
What is Valle Luna Mexican Food and Cantinas? We are a true Arizona original, serving carefully prepared, authentic Sonoran-style cuisine since 1983. We are time-honored family recipes using only the freshest ingredients. Good fun, a family place, a gathering place. We are happy faces and happy hours. We are your new favorite neighborhood hangout. Valle Luna Mexican Food and Cantinas.
Your public lands are a common place of recreation for many Arizonans. Unfortunately, these sites are sometimes taken for granted by those who use them. Being a responsible public land steward enables us all to enjoy the beauty that the outdoors brings.
You shoot it, you own it, you pack it out. Don't trash Arizona.
Welcome back, everybody. We're ready to start the second quarter here at Centennial High School. Well, the spirit hasn't been dampened by the Sunrise Mountain cheerleaders as their Mustangs trail 27-0. Here to start the second quarter, Keegan Freed takes a shot down the field, hits his receiver. Big catch there made by the junior wideout Kyle Copley.
Well, Copley came into the game, 22 catches, almost 400 yards, 4 touchdowns. Runs good routes, good hands, and nice concentration, knowing you're going to take a hit.
And let's see if that gets a little bit of confidence now here for that Sunrise Mountain offense. Handoff, and getting bottled up. Making the tackle is Tyler Watkins, the leader of that defensive line, as he brings down Brandon Bogard, sophomore running back.
5'10", 240 pounds, a 2-year starter, captain, one of the leaders on this defense. You see him fighting off the block, being physical to point of attack. I bet you this defensive line just gives their offensive line fits in practice.
That'd be fun to watch ones go against each other. I'm sure those were some wars during the week. 2nd down 11, a loss of 1 on the play. Freed going up top. like a little miscommunication there with the wide receiver. Scotty Santiago, though, all over it. Our cameraman.
Didn't even blink.
Nope. He took a hit last week, remember that? In that Perry Hamilton game?
Glancing blow. He's young.
Good look at Scotty right there. Yeah. One of our many talented camera operators here tonight and all season long. As we take a look at the third down conversions tonight. Mustangs 0 for 3. Catches made by Jay Anderson at midfield, but it's going to be short of the first down. Bring up 4th down and 5.
Well, that's what makes Centennial so good. I mean, they know the down and distance. Okay, you can complete a pass short of the first down or come up and make the tackle. And now we're going to put it on you, or you can go ahead and punt it on 4th down at the 50-yard line. And obviously, when you're talking about Keegan Freed, he's their punter. Just backs up a couple extra yards if he's going to punt it.
Freed is going to keep it, looking for somebody to throw to. Finally chucks and it's intercepted. Sire Fields, the senior, with the pick. Sunrise Mountain fakes the punt, tries to throw, it gets intercepted. We have a penalty flag on the play. It's going to be a personal foul against Centennial. Or was it after the interception?
Right, that's what it depends on, before or after the change of possession.
The question is, was it before or after the interception?
Our referee, Ray Burt.
Personal foul, blindside block, number 52. After the change of possession, it's a 15-yard penalty, 1st down.
4th down, you might as well take a shot down the field to do that. Fields with the interception. Brings it back to the 50-yard line.
Boy, Freed just had nowhere to go. Intended receiver was Jay Anderson. Fields with the interception. Take a look at the penalties so far tonight. Sunrise Mountain 1 for 5 yards. For Centennial, their 3rd penalty for 34 yards. And like you just touched on a moment ago, Dale, one of the things that Richard Taylor was concerned about was cleaning up the penalties. So the Coyotes will take over from their own 34. Morris hits J.L. Stark. J.L. breaks out of a tackle. Finally takes about 3 or 4 players to slow him down.
Well, another one of those smart kids at Centennial, over a 4.0 GPA, runs track. I mean, he's a dual threat. 18 catches, almost 300 yards coming into the game. 39 rushes, 326 yards. See the numbers there. Tough, physical, doesn't want to go down on the ground.
3-year varsity performer, also a team captain. He was actually our Valle Luna Scholar athlete. In the first game, we have a Centennial against Bishop Gorman. No gain on the play, 2nd and 10. Davon Fountain gets the ball past the 40-yard line. Davon Fountain, again, transferred in from Millennium, had to sit out the first 5 games. He's drawn some interest from South Dakota.
Well, I want you to watch here. This is Jacob 5. We talked a little bit about him. Watch him pull and kick out. Now, remember, he's 280 pounds. See the athleticism there. See how big that hole opens up. Brings up now 3rd down and 7.
Season numbers for Fountain. Look at that average, 7.8 yards per carry. 3rd and 3. Morris tries to find Derek Jodarski, the junior, but just could not connect. They'll bring up 4th down.
Well, what a great play call by Ian Combus, the offensive coordinator. Sunrise Mountain comes with an all-out blitz. You call a screen right into it. Able to complete that pass, and you're talking about Jodarski still running because there's nobody out there to cover him.
Yes, head's going to bump into the goalpost by about now if he catches that ball. A.J. Jackson in a punt. He is second in 5A, averaging 39.5 yards per punt. First team All-State last year as a punter. And another nice one here by Jackson. Gets a great bounce inside the 15, working its way towards the 10. Finally gets spotted at the 11. A 48-yard punt by Jackson.
They should do a study. I mean, and obviously Centennial's football field's in great shape. It's natural grass. But especially on artificial turf, they should do a study on how many yards you lose as a team when a punt returner allows the ball to hit the ground. I bet you would be absolutely shocked at the end of the season
at how many yards
you lose instead of running up, fair catching it.
Especially on the synthetic turf fields where you get the bigger bounces and bigger rolls. Numbers tonight for Freed. Freed fires middle of the field. Catch is made. Kyle Copley again hauling it in. Copley had a big game against Ironwood. 8 catches, 120 yards, and a score.
Well, anytime you run those quick slants against this Centennial defense, you know you're going to take a shot. A lot of times it's easy to take your eyes off the ball. Copley doing a great job concentrating the ball into his hands.
2nd down and 1. Freed is going to tuck it and try to go. Garcia in hot pursuit. Ball almost intercepted by Walker. Boy, it looked like he almost had it there for a moment.
Well, he did. It had been a tremendous catch, laying out. Ball kind of out in the middle of nowhere, running for your life.
And on that pressure, it was Xavier Garcia for the Coyotes.
Boy, Walker's doing everything he could to hang on to it.
Well, he's trying to look like DeAndre Hopkins from last night in the catch he made.
What a play that was. Too bad it didn't count. Great effort, though.
Hey, it goes on a highlight film. They don't tell you if it counted or not.
Oh, that was sweet. 3rd and 1. Freed again on that slant to Copley. Looks like Copley and Freed have found a little something there. Having a little bit of success with that route against the Centennial defense.
Well, if you're Jaden Young, you're saying, what else can I do? Great coverage, just super execution by Freed and Copley.
3rd catch on the night for Copley. And they try to go back to the run, and that gets absolutely nothing. Tyler Watkins again bottles up Brandon Bogard.
Again, you look at this offensive or the defensive line for Centennial. Jodarski at 6'1" is a towering inferno. Watkins 5'10", Garcia 5'10", and Knutson 5'9".
It's a stout group, no doubt about it. And here they come once again. The 4th sack. It looked like it was Watkins again.
Well, I think Watkins is going to end up getting credit for it, but it might have been Knutson who forced him to step up. Actually, it's the other way around. Watkins was the one who put the pressure on it, and Knutson's going to get credit for the sack.
Knutson goes by the nickname the Scandinavian Savage, according to Coach Taylor. Freed finds Jay Anderson, tries to find some room to run, but what a great play made by Eric Haney. Anderson was trying to get to the outside. Haney was waiting for him and laid the hit on him.
Well, and again, I think against most teams, that play, you know, you look at Jay Anderson, he's a superb athlete, 165 pounds. He's tough, he's athletic. Against most teams, he's going to get the edge there. But against this Coyote defense, just not quite able to get there.
Sunrise Mountain 4th down and 19. Just under 6 minutes remaining here. First half, punted away.
Plenty of time.
Elijah Brooks deep. Centennial will have the ball when we come back. It's time to take a Circle K Polar Pop timeout. Your cup, your rules. And it's all Centennial here so far. They lead Sunrise Mountain 27-0. You're watching Game Time on YurView Arizona.
Tonight's Game Time starting lineups are brought to you by Arizona Automotive Institute. Turn your dreams into reality with career training from AAI. Join us all fall long for some of the top high school football from around the country on Game Time.
Hey Arizona, Circle K is home of the 89-cent any-size Polar Pop Foam Cup. Fill up the cup that stays cold longer with your favorite flavor and enjoy all day long. You can get any size Polar Pop Foam Cup for just 89 cents every day. That's right, any size Polar Pop Foam Cup for just 89 cents. Head to Circle K now and get a Polar Pop Cup and so much more, only at Circle K.
You're watching Game Time on YurView. For more in-depth coverage of the top players around, recruiting updates, behind-the-scenes access, and more, check out YurView.com.
Welcome back, everybody. Centennial High School. It is all Coyotes over the Mustangs, 27-0. 5:35 remaining here, first half. Chris Harris here along with Dale Hellestray. Coyotes, they look like they are in postseason form already here last night, the regular season.
It is, and we touched on it. I mean, you see this team, the one thing you got to tip your cap to the Chandlers, the Saguaros, the Centennials. You know, a lot of people want to see them in the same division, but all of them play tough out-of-state competition for some freedom games. And all of them don't care what the record is. They just want to win a state championship.
1st and 10 for Centennial. Morris fires across the middle, hits his receiver. Making the catch for the Coyotes is Brad Young, the junior.
Nice target run, a little seam route, 6'2", 190-pound senior. You can see the hands there. Nice addition to this offense.
Finish off your thought about Centennial playing out-of-state opponents. You know, this year they played Bishop Gorman. We did that game. Last year was St. Thomas Aquinas from Florida. 2 years ago was Long Beach Pollard. Great tests for this Centennial program, which helps prepare them for their season against all the Arizona schools.
Well, it does. And the thing is, you're talking with Coach Taylor even before they played Bishop Gorman, especially last year, St. Thomas Aquinas, who I believe was ranked 1, 2, or 3 in the country.
Yes.
He wasn't even so interested in whether we won or lost. It's the competition. And obviously he's a competitor. Obviously he wants to win. But it's not the end-all in situations like that. This shows where we're weak and where we need to get better and where we are strong.
2nd down and 13. Jaden Young takes the handoff. Nice pickup there. And they did beat Bishop Gorman, and they did beat St. Thomas Aquinas. Take another look at the run by Young.
Right up the middle, and yeah, we have done a number of these games, Chris, and I have to say one of the biggest upsets I've ever seen. I did not pre-game, as I walked on the field and looked at St. Thomas Aquinas, I said Centennial has no chance.
3rd down and 6. Screen to Walker. Nice job there defensively by Jay Anderson to square up Walker. And it's going to stop Walker short of a 1st down. So it'll bring up 4th down for Centennial with 3:20 remaining in the first half.
Well, nice job by Anderson coming up. You know, he's only 165 pounds. Walker 30 pounds heavier at 195. But again, you talk about leverage. Come up, you're going to get underneath the running back. Tremendous job hanging on until your buddies get over there.
And it looks like they are going to give him the 1st down. So Walker did get the spot from the officials. So that will move the chains here for Centennial. Coyotes now with the ball at the Mustang 38-yard line. Davon Fountain tries to bounce it to the outside. E.J. Anderson there, though, to swing him to the ground. But a nice pickup there by Fountain.
Well, that's a younger Anderson, sophomore. As you got his buddies grabbing him. That was Caleb Parham getting him off the sidelines. Nice play by Anderson. 41 tackles coming into the season. Boy, that's a rule that has to be changed. Should not be legal to offensive face mask. Flag that we didn't see. Looks like holding against Centennial.
That's going to bring the ball back to the Sunrise Mountain 49-yard line. About the only thing that's slowed down the Centennial offense so far tonight has been the penalties. Now got first down and 21. Look at the total yards there. 327 for Centennial. The Sunrise Mountain 76. There's a beautiful ball there by Jonathan Morris to Eric Haney. Big pickup there by the Coyotes. Haney's going to be marked out at the 15-yard line. Pickup of 34 on the play.
Sunrise selling out on the blitz. Splits the defenders. I mean, that's a really nice throw by Jonathan Morris. And
two catches, 52 yards for Haney. 34 on that one. First and 10 from the 15. Morris goes up top. Wide open receiver, A.J. Jackson. Touchdown, Coyotes. $15-yard touchdown catch by Jackson, his second of the night.
See single coverage on the outside, knows that A.J. Jackson can win that battle. I am very impressed with the way that Jonathan Morris is throwing the football. Look how that just drops into the breadbasket. Nice, easy catch for A.J. Jackson. Confident throw by Jonathan Morris. Just made it look so easy.
Extra point is up, and it is good by Rodriguez. You know, Morris, you touch on him, high IQ, accurate. He can make plays with his feet when he has to, and he is just a cool customer. Doesn't get fazed by a whole lot. And this Coyotes team, including that man right there, A.J. Jackson, they trust Jonathan Morris with the ball. As we see the scoring drive, 6 plays, 61 yards, just over 2.5 minutes off the clock.
Well, and you take a look at it and you go, well, Jonathan Morris, he's only a junior. You know, and you got Mark Jacob and Jaden Young as juniors at running back. Your two offensive tackles are sophomores. And, you know, your left guard is a junior. And you got some junior wide receivers. And so it just continues to turn itself over. But you got guys waiting in the wings, guys who played freshman ball last year, now starting at this level for Centennial.
How about these numbers? 8 of 10 on the night. 170 yards through the air. 3 minutes remaining here, first half. Coyotes 34-0. Short kick there by Rodriguez. Ball's loose. Finally falling on it was Zeke Marshall, but that could have been trouble there.
Remember, it's a free ball once it goes 10 yards, and a lot of times you get confused as a high school player. Punt, you know, you roll and down it. Kickoff, that's a live football, got to jump on it. And Sunrise Mountain here with just under 3 minutes left starts off with poor field position again, as Centennial's done a nice job mixing their kickoffs, going deep, going short, pooching it, keeping the Mustangs off balance.
You see Freed's numbers on the night, pretty even. Takes a shot looking for Jay Anderson, the senior, falls incomplete. Anderson, he's got an offer from Simpson College. He's also got some interest from Colorado and NAU. You can see why Freed is looking his direction.
You know, 699 yards, 9 touchdowns receiving coming into the game, and he's a receiver who can take over a football game.
Handoff up the middle. Centennial's defense just waiting. There's a look at Dylan Wampler, middle linebacker, leading tackler for the Coyotes. Made great strides this year. He didn't even start last year. Now he's the leading tackler, and he is the leader of that linebacker group.
Again, 6 foot, 220 pounds, physical at the point of attack as Centennial calls timeout. But if you're Steve Decker and this Sunrise Mountain staff, you're sitting here going, okay, we've been able to throw the ball against most everybody. We've been able to run the ball against most everybody. And right now we are struggling to do both. You see the scoreboard trying to move the football somehow, some way.
Well, we've been talking about that Centennial defense, but offensively as well. Centennial, Tawee Walker, the running back. Impressive as usual.
Well, I think the thing that really jumps out, you got a bunch of athletes, you see the quickness, you see the speed, but the physicality that Centennial continually brings week in and week out to the football field is very impressive. And that's, you got to tip your cap to this coaching staff led by Richard Taylor.
See Walker's numbers on the night as that ball gets batted down. It looked like it was Dylan Wampler again making the play.
Again, 3rd down and 10, you drop back, your quarterback has absolutely no time to throw the football. Oh no, by the way, Centennial averaging over 13 yards per play offensively, and there's still 2 minutes 37 seconds left in this first half.
Is that all? Just 13.5 yards a play? Pretty impressive. A.J. Jackson with the return. Swings it out wide, cuts it upfield. Has some room to run. A.J. Jackson all the way down to the 20-yard line. Helmet comes flying off. A.J. Jackson, this is a guy, he does not leave the field except on field goal attempts. Return of 29 yards here.
Well, I think that's the thing that impressed me so much about Centennial. Is just you've had some big-time guys come through here. But by and large, you have an A.J. Jackson who, in my mind, is probably going to be under-recruited, mostly because he doesn't fit in the box at 5'11", 170 pounds. But you just see that physical playmaking ability, and they have that in so many kids.
Jaden Young, Wildcat quarterback. Tries to get to the outside, but can't, cuts it back in. Nice job defensively by Tommy Arnold, the sophomore. Getting over there first for that Mustang defense.
Well, that's number 2, E.J. Anderson. Talking a little bit like you did on the other sideline. He's only a sophomore, and it's one of those things the older guys got to get with him and say, hey, we're down 34-0. Let's just play football.
Not a whole lot to be
yapping about.
Again, it's Young. Direct snap. Tries to keep his feet and does. Touchdown Centennial. Jaden Young playing the Wildcat quarterback. His second touchdown run of the night. This one from 17 yards out.
Just coming out man on man. Breaks. You're going to have one chance at these guys. You got to make sure that you tackle with your body. You're not going to arm tackle, I don't think, any of those running backs.
Rodriguez now to make it a 41-0 ball game. And it is good. Garrett Savage confirms the extra point is good.
Well, I remember when Garrett Savage used to like to work hard and get down there on the handheld camera and sweat with all the rest of them. Now he's big timing us up there.
And he's sponsored by Valle Luna, by the way.
You always know it's a big game when Garrett's here.
Take another look. Jaden Young just following that offensive line. Does a great job of keeping his feet about the 5-yard line. Looked like he was going down. Put that left hand down on the ground and able to scramble his way into the end zone.
And again, we've seen that over the years from whoever's running the ball for Centennial. Just great balance, great physicality. That offensive line coming off man on man, just going to wear you down even on a cool night like tonight.
We finally do have some football weather, by the way. Beautiful night out here at Centennial High School. An even better night if you are a Coyotes fan. 41-0 lead. Minute 38 remaining here in the first half. Rodriguez puts this one down on the ground. On the return is Nathan Duran. Not much room to run with over there. There's another look at Rodriguez. There he goes, Dale. Take a look at the night of Jaden Young.
Talked about him playing defense, playing offense, that Wildcat quarterback, and you just see the speed, getting to the outside, taking the handoff on the fly sweep, can stick that foot in the ground and get up the field and then just straight ahead. Great blocking, great balance, able to get in to the end zone.
Take a look at the numbers. 6 carries, 70 yards, pair of touchdowns, almost 12 yards a carry for Young here tonight. Handoff, Sunrise Mountain, Tommy Arnold. Not much room to work with. Looks like Arnold's a little slow to get up. Says he's okay, but he's limping around a little bit. Arnold, just a sophomore, doesn't want to come out. Makes his way to the sidelines. 1 minute remaining here, first half. 2nd down and 8. Sunrise Mountain in no hurry here to get a playoff. And it's going to be another handoff once again. Bogard, he gets tripped up, a gain of a couple. It'll bring up 3rd down for the Mustangs. Bogard, 348 yards on the season, coming in 4 touchdowns. Ran for 143 yards against Kellis 3 weeks ago.
Honey, as a sophomore, you know, obviously bright future ahead for a lot of these kids. Got a 2 sophomores and a junior starting up on the offensive line.
3rd down handoff. Jay Anderson picks up the 1st down. Clock will stop to move the chains with 3 seconds remaining. We'll see if the Mustangs decide to run another play or not. And they will not. It is halftime here at Centennial, and it is the #1 Centennial Coyotes leading #9 Sunrise Mountain Mustangs by a score of 41-0. Make sure you stick around at halftime. We'll catch up with the executive director of Arizona Automotive Institute, Dr. Joel Kostman. Catch up with him coming up at halftime. Also have first half highlights and stats as we now await to hear from Centennial head coach Richard. Be curious to hear what Mr. Taylor has to say about the first half performance by his Centennial team. And it looks like we are joined now by Centennial head coach Richard Taylor. And Coach, is this about what you scripted here for the first half?
Almost exactly. You know, I think our kids played really well, played really hard, and everything went our way.
Coach, I want to ask you, do you ever go ones-on-ones in practice? Never one offense, never one defense?
Often.
But what are the battles like between your offensive line and your defensive line?
It gets pretty ugly. We have to remind them that they're friends.
So ugly in a good way, correct?
Yes.
All right, Coach Taylor, let you go and talk to your troops there in the locker room. Appreciate the time. All right, halftime, 41-0 Centennial. When we come back, we'll catch up with the Executive Director for Arizona Automotive Institute, Dr. Joel Kostman. We'll be right back. You're watching Game Time on YurView Arizona.
Halftime on YurView is sponsored by Arizona Automotive Institute. Turn your dreams into reality with career training from AAI. By Circle K. It's time for a Circle K Polar Pop timeout. Your cup, your rules. And by Valle Luna, proud supporter of scholar athletes in Arizona. Join us all fall long for some of the top high school football from around the country on Game Time.
Sardella's Pizza and Wings. Only Sardella's makes my favorite things.
Football fans, experience the authentic Italian difference at Sardella's all season. Score big with Sardella's new specials. Large one-topping pizza and 24 succulent wings for just $26.99. Or grab one of our family pastas to feed the whole team, starting at only $19.99. A family tradition for over 30 years. Sardella's. Dine in, carry out, or delivery. Order now at sardellaspizza.com.
What is Valle Luna Mexican Food and Cantinas? We are a true Arizona original, serving carefully prepared, authentic Sonoran-style cuisine since 1983. We are time-honored family recipes using only the freshest ingredients. Good fun, a family place, a gathering place. We are happy faces and happy hours. We are your new favorite neighborhood hangout. Valle Luna Mexican Food and Cantinas.
Drone Racing League pilot Wild Willie is testing his skills on the scariest course imaginable. His mom's house. Fortunately, he's using panoramic Wi-Fi from Cox, because even a 1-second delay could mean trouble for everyone. Wall-to-wall fast panoramic Wi-Fi from Cox. Wi-Fi at the speed of flight.
You're watching Game Time on YurView. For more in-depth coverage of the top players around, recruiting updates, behind-the-scenes access, and more, check out YurView.com.
Welcome back to Centennial High School, everybody. Chris Harris here, joined now by the Executive Director of the Arizona Automotive Institute, Dr. Joel Kostman. Always appreciate you swinging by.
Thanks, Chris. Good to be here with you again.
Well, let's first touch on AAI. And what are the 4 programs that you guys offer?
We have automotive service technology, combination welding, diesel heavy truck, and heating, ventilation, air conditioning, and basic refrigeration.
Now, what are the lengths of these programs if they want to get involved?
The automotive program and the diesel heavy truck program are both 12 months. Combination welding and the HVAC program are both 10 months.
Now, why would someone want to choose AAI, a trade school, as opposed to a traditional college?
Well, traditional colleges, Chris, aren't really for everyone. So we have folks who come out who are more hands-on folks, who want to become mechanics, who want to use their hands, who want to basically get out there and do.
As we take a look at some of the video here of the programs and some of the things we're looking at here.
Yep, you see our folks very hands-on. Our instructors are field experienced. Across the board, we average about 10 to 15 years of experience for each one of our instructors. We have some that have been in the trades for as long as 40, 45 years.
Now, the trade programs, are they for men and women alike?
Yeah, absolutely. As a matter of fact, we find quite an uptick with our female population over the last couple of years. We've gone up from about 3.5% or so to about 10.5%, 11% in females.
Now, what sets AAI apart from your competitors?
Well, you know, at AAI, we really get into every student's life. We really care about their progress. We really care about them attending, graduating, and ultimately being placed in a job. So they know from day one that we're all about them, and that's what we really care about. That's what drives us, is student success.
Now, another thing that's important with the Arizona Automotive Institute is be involved with the community. What are some of the things that you do to get involved?
Well, just the other day we had blood drive, and we've been partnering with blood drives for about 15 years now. We also work with the local community, our local Glendale Police Department, as far as helping with vehicle repair for folks who are in need, as well as HVAC, especially in the summers here, working with families, elderly folks who are very needy or just can't afford that kind of service. We try to reach out and help them.
Sounds fantastic. Dr. Joel Kostman, Executive Director of the Arizona Automotive Institute, thank you so much for your time.
Thanks a lot, Chris. I appreciate seeing you again.
It's always good to see you.
Likewise.
All right, more to come here from Centennial High School when we come back.
Coming back to school is a big decision, but at AAI, we're with you every step of the way.
We offer career-focused education, and we work with you from the day you enroll through graduation
to help you reach the ultimate goal of moving into the career you deserve.
Don't be afraid to try something new, to try something different. You will set an example for your family, for your children. It's never too late to start a new career.
Check us out at aai.edu.
Or call now and come visit our campus.
Hi, I'm Kate Longworth. Arizona has a very special place in my heart. I went to both high school and college here, and for years I've been reporting on the local sports scene. I've also made some great memories exploring Arizona with my two boys. As a host of Arizona Living, Your Life, Your Style, I'll be seeking out Arizona's best places and activities and sharing them with you so that you can make some great Arizona memories with your family. Join me on Arizona Living, Your Life, Your Style, only on YurView.
Jeanette, you know how during our date, we couldn't remember the name of that show we both liked. We're Cox customers. We can find it on Contour. Last 9 viewed. My grandkids are here. Home improvement shows. More like this. We liked House Hunters. That's the name of it.
Grandpa, you have a girlfriend?
We're not using labels.
That's a yes.
Watch more, search less, because you're a Cox customer. Cox.com/learn.
Music, the food, y más. Join hosts J.R. Cardenas and Vanessa Ramirez for a Southwest adventure on Subida.
It's July and it's hot.
Like really hot. But we got a plan.
Operation Big Chill. We're planning our escape on the next
Subida.
Watch Subida every Sunday and Wednesday only on YurView and YurView.com. You're watching Game Time on YurView. For more in-depth coverage of the top players around, recruiting updates, behind-the-scenes access, and more, check out YurView.com.
Welcome back, everybody. It's halftime here at Centennial High School, and it is all Coyotes. They lead the Mustangs by a score of 41-0 here in the last night of the regular season. Centennial #1 in the state, Sunrise Mountain #9. And the Coyotes look like they are already in postseason form. Great job here by the Centennial Marching Band here on senior night. And let's now take a look at the highlights from the first half in this one. And it has been all Centennial. Running back Tawi Walker in the Wildcat formation takes the direct snap off to the races. Huge run here by Walker. And that will set up Tawi Walker. Takes it to the right side, blows through the defense of Sunrise Mountain, scores from 7 yards out, and the Coyotes lead 7-0. More from Centennial. This time it's going to be Jaden Young. Takes it to the right side. He scores from 10 yards out. Pushes that lead to 14-0 for Centennial. Then Keegan Freed, the quarterback from Sunrise Mountain, tucks it. Big run there for the Mustangs. But it's back to Centennial's offense. And look at this beautiful ball. Jonathan Morris, 80 yards to A.J. Jackson for the score. Still first quarter. Coyotes now up 20-0. And it's Tawi Walker, this time from 26 yards out.
And Chris, anytime that a Centennial team has a quarterback who can complete passes down the field, they're going to be super dangerous. And we're seeing that tonight with Jonathan Morris. Then you throw in a young at Wildcat quarterback who can run the football. They are almost unstoppable.
Take a look at the numbers from the first half. And, well, pretty impressive if you're looking from a Centennial standpoint.
See the number of sacks. Obviously, if you're Coach Taylor and the staff, the one thing you're going to look at, hey, you got 4 penalties for 45 yards, need to cut those down. Coaching staffs always like to have one thing that they can pick out.
Step aside for a quick break. More to come from halftime here at Centennial High School when we come back.
Sardella's Pizza and Wings. Only Sardella's makes my favorite things.
Football fans, experience the authentic Italian difference at Sardella's all season. Score big with Sardella's new specials. Large one-topping pizza and 24 succulent wings for just $26.99. Or grab one of our family pastas to feed the whole team, starting at only $19.99. A family tradition for over 30 years. Sardella's. Dine in, carry out, or delivery. Order now at sardellaspizza.com.
Personal service? Well, now there's a way to get the job done right. Hi, my name is Jane Monzuras, TV personality, and I want to share with you a hidden gem that will help you get things done at home quickly, accurately, and professionally by the right companies through My Guy Referrals. My Guy is a family-owned referral company that you can really trust. So why is My Guy different? First, to become part of My Guy Referrals, all of My Guy Referral companies have passed a stringent 8-step process, making them the best of the best in their field. They have all different types of companies, from auto mechanics to roofers, exterminators, financial advisors, and landscapers. My Guy has more than 150 companies with thousands of categories to help you. And My Guy stands behind each and every company. My Guy is award-winning, trustworthy, super easy, and free to use. You can visit their website at myguy.com or call 602-867-5309.
Welcome back to Centennial High School, everybody. Senior night. It's been all Coyotes here in the first half, 41-0. As we now take a look at top matchups here. Other games tonight, Perry at Basha. Perry currently 6th in the PowerPoint rankings, Basha 11. How about Chandler at Hamilton, the battle for Arizona Avenue? Liberty at Chaparral. Jack Miller, quarterback for Firebirds. He is done for the season with a knee injury. Desert Ridge at Highland. Desert Ridge number 15. They're trying to make their way into the postseason. Queen Creek at Desert Vista. Campo Verde at Castile. Colts have impressed, moving up from 3A. Higley at Williamsfield. Higley number 6, Williamsfield number 2. How about the head coaches there? Higley's Eddie Zuby and Williamsfield Steve Campbell, former ASU teammates, squaring off there. Cactus at Peoria. That's a big-time West Side rivalry. And then not shown is Phoenix Christian at Scottsdale Christian in the 2A
Not shown.
ranks.
Who's in charge of the font?
Hey, we couldn't fit it on
It's the biggest game of the weekend.
But we got to mention, so we got him in there. All right, we're going to step aside another quick break. We'll be back in just a moment.
In the blink of an eye, cities fall, heroes rise. A heartbeat skips as a man slips gravity's grip, and heartbreak leaps from the brink in a blink. Just think of all the games, teams, hopes, and dreams that live and die because greatness lies in the blink of an eye. This is the sports app on Contour from Cox. Cable TV reimagined to get you right to the good stuff.
Clear them out now. They've got to go. At Arrowhead Honda, we're having a construction sale, and we have to clear the lot. We're making way for a brand new showroom, so we're smashing prices on new cars.
Lease a new 2018 Honda Civic LX for just $89 a month. Or a new 2018 Honda Accord LX for only $159 a month.
Super low prices, the best deals ever. The construction sale going on now at Arrowhead Honda at Bell Road and the 101.
Now Contour from Cox gets you right to the strange stuff.
Something's coming. Something hungry for blood.
Noble stuff.
The crown must always win.
Show me something dramatic.
And orange stuff. Along with the best stuff on cable. Because Netflix is now on Contour.
How awesome is this place?
Just say it.
Black Mirror.
And get right to the fierce, funny, bold, and bingey stuff. Watch it all on Contour. Just say Netflix to get started.
Explore your creative side with Arizona Living, your home, your inspiration, and discover crafting ideas, furnishing tips, and more.
On the next Arizona Living, your home, your inspiration, we're visiting a letterpress print shop to check out this old school method.
Plus, the experts at Roto-Rooter share preventative tips to help keep your plumbing in top shape. Watch Arizona Living, your home, your inspiration, Sunday and Tuesday on YurView. Brought to you by Roto-Rooter, the experts you've trusted for over 80 years. You're watching Game Time on YurView. For more in-depth coverage of the top players around, recruiting updates, behind-the-scenes access, and more, check out YurView.com.
Halftime here at Centennial High School. All Coyotes in the first half as they outscored the Mustangs 41-0. And it was Centennial's defense came in as good as advertised, only gave up 48 points all season long. 3 shutouts the previous 3 games. They have 14 scoreless quarters in a row now, including this first half. But Centennial's offense with 41 points in the first half.
Well, as I've said, we've seen some really good Centennial teams over the years. The ones that separate themselves, I mean, they're always physical up front. They always have a good running back, 2 or 3, a very aggressive defense. But if they have that quarterback who can hurt you downfield with his arm, that's what separates the really, really good Centennial teams from the great Centennial teams.
And it's funny, you talked about with Coach Taylor, do you play the ones against the ones in practice? And that's one of the things that defensive coordinator Andrew Taylor talks about with his team, is that he compares the teams against one another to kind of keep the juices going and keep them competitive and keep them on points.
And just so people understand, when you say ugly in football, that means good.
Yes. All right, we're now joined by Sunrise Mountain head coach Steve Decker. And Coach, I just got to ask, what was the message there at halftime in the locker room?
We just got to keep playing, stay positive for each other. We talked. It's a great football team we're playing. Punch us in the mouth, like a heavyweight fight, and got caught, got hit, and wasn't good the first half. They're a great football team.
So what's your goal here in the third quarter? Well, what do you tell your team?
Honestly, right now, to be honest with you, we want to be healthy and get out of here and be ready for next week for a playoff game. So that's number one.
All right.
Coach Decker, really do appreciate your time.
Thank you. Appreciate you.
Sunrise Mountain head coach Steve Decker.
A lot of times your message is going to be, hey, we're not even going to look at the scoreboard, but let's see if we can move the ball offensively. Let's see if we can get a score. Have just a little bit of success to carry in to next week. Because understand, next week's game is not going to be any comparison to this week's game.
We can see Sunrise Mountain quarterback Keegan Freed, and He has been frustrated by this Centennial defense here in the first half. He's had nowhere to go, looking to run or throw the ball.
A lot of blue jerseys coming at him, and sometimes it looks like there's more coming at him than are actually coming at him. Remember, he had to make a change on the offensive line at left tackle, and when you have the athletes on the back end that Centennial has, there's just not a whole lot of places to go with the football.
Centennial's defense held Sunrise Mountain's offense to less than 100 yards, total yards in the first half, recorded 4 sacks against the Mustangs. And you touched on it as one of the keys to the game, Dale. You know, it's kind of like our best versus your best. Sunrise Mountain came into tonight averaging 45.5 points per game. Centennial's defense allowing just 5.3 points per game. And it has been all Coyotes here so far.
Well, that's what's interesting. You look at it, and this Centennial defense, as you mentioned, out 4 shutouts this year. The last 3 games have been shutouts. They give up a touchdown, and that ups their points per game average.
It's scary.
That is ridiculous.
They've only allowed double digits once this season. That came in the season opener against Castile, and Castile got all 19 of their points in the fourth quarter against Centennial's backups.
I would imagine the backups were in at that point.
Centennial starters on defense have given up a total of 30 points this season. 30 of the 48 points allowed this season. Rodriguez kicks it away, had a busy first half, and kicks it through the end zone here to open up the second half.
Makes it so difficult on another team's special teams coach. I mean, Rodriguez does a great job spreading his kicks all around the football field. We've seen long left, long middle, short right, really short right. Really difficult to get any rhythm returning the football.
Sounds like my tee shots on the golf course.
I've seen them. Yeah, it kind of reminds me of your golf game, except for he's actually trying to put them in those places.
Oh, that's the difference? Well, you don't think I'm trying to hit the ball all over the course? Just get a little view of everything. So here come the Mustangs offense to open up the second half. They'll do so from their own 20. And it's going to be a handoff to Bogard, right side. Nice job of picking up about 5 yards on the play by the sophomore.
Well, what's going to be interesting, you know, as Coach Decker mentioned at halftime, you know, you could try and find a couple pauses here in the second half, but really the number one thing is you want to be as healthy as possible going into next week. So how long does Keegan Freed play in this second half?
And along those lines, how many times is he going to actually try to throw the ball here in the second half? And right on cue, he gets bottled up. And combining for the sack for Centennial, Connor Knudsen, along with Leandre Harris. But there is a penalty flag down. Looks like it might be a face mask.
Call face mask against the Coyotes. And don't forget, folks, career and college day right here at Centennial High School.
But again, that Centennial defensive front getting pressure.
This is an opportunity. It's a free family event. You can see what's out there for career and technical education. You can explore career and college options and how to develop and map your high school, college, and career plans.
So it's Connor Knudsen and Leandre Harris in on what would have been a sack, but face mask is the call. Take a look at the penalties there. 5 for 60 yards now for Centennial. A concern for Coyotes head coach Richard Taylor all season long. Hand off to Bogard, and coming up to make the stop, Dylan Wampler, wrestler for the Centennial High School, and coming in with the takedown here.
Leading tackler coming into the game for this Coyote defense, and just a great feel running through the backside, trying to run counter. You got down blocks. Just more intangibles for this Coyote defense right now.
Second down and 12, a loss of 2 on the play. Freed pump fakes, tucks it, now looks to throw it, has the receiver, it's Bogard. Big play here for Sunrise Mountain. Ball's loose. along the sideline, scooped up by Kieran Clark. But Kieran Clark was out of bounds. So the Mustangs looks like they're going to maintain possession. And the ball is going to be marked near the 25-yard line of Centennial.
Well, that's one of those things. The ball comes out. You got to realize where you are on the football field. Just get on the football. If you're the Centennial defense, we'll get a good shot of it here.
Yeah, that ball ended up just rolling along the sideline as Tawi Walker was able to get the strip.
Ball comes out right there. See it bouncing around and goes down the sideline.
So a big break there for Sunrise Mountain as Coach Taylor wants to have a little chat with the official just to make sure. So you see Clark step out of bounds there. And great call by the officials. Clark was clearly out of bounds when he picked up the ball.
Situational and field awareness, understand where you're at. I know a lot of times you get excited as a defensive player, be able to, hey, I want to grab this ball and run with it. Get on the football.
So the Mustangs with their best field position of the night with the ball at the Centennial 28-yard line. 2nd down and 13. Frey tucks it up the middle, gets brought down. Xavier Garcia, the junior, making the stop.
Just so much pressure at the interior of that defensive line. The Centennial defensive line teeing off, running stunts. See Knudsen again. 5'9", 215 pounds with that 600-pound squat, 400-pound bench, and almost 300-pound power clean.
That's the thing with this Centennial team. These guys, they live in that weight room. Strength coaches Andrew Taylor, as well as the defensive coordinator, does a great job with this Coyotes program. The son of the head coach, Richard Taylor. Centennial program really turned around when Andrew got on board with this coaching staff. He's done a phenomenal job with this team.
Oh, 17 years here at Centennial, and he's available to the players 365 days a year to open up the weight room. And I think they probably use him on a majority of those days.
4th and 15. Free takes a shot towards the end zone. Intended receiver was Zeke Marshall. A little bit short, and Centennial defense comes up with another big stop.
Look at Sunrise Mountain. You move the ball across the 50-yard line. You're looking for small positives.
This week on YurView's High School Football Recruiting Podcast, Over the Middle, Nebraska fans have seen it before. A new coach has arrived in Lincoln, full of promise. The Cornhuskers are going to turn things around on the field and on the recruiting trail. The same is true with Scott Frost, but this time it does feel a little bit different. Jeremy is joined by Sean Callahan of Huskers Online to talk about why things should work out this time. Jeremy also previews the big high school football matchups this week on YurView Omaha and YurView Oklahoma, and dissects 2 of the nation's biggest surprise recruiting classes. All that and more in this week's episode of Over the Middle Podcast. You've had a chance to go on that time or two before, haven't you? Over the Middle with Jeremy Crabtree.
I have. All those Nebraska fans out there, and there's a number of them here in the state of Arizona.
Oh, yeah.
A lot of those Midwesterners have migrated out here, follow their Iowas and Nebraskas.
Don't forget about Oklahoma as well. That's Oklahoma fans is here as well, including our producer in the truck, Randy Carson. Handoff, Tawi Walker. Nice spin move there by Walker to pick up a couple more yards. Boy, Tawi Walker, he came into tonight's game averaging just under 8 yards a carry. And again, Centennial rushing the ball as a team averaging 7.8 yards a carry. 3rd down and 2 for the Coyotes. They got the ball at their own 38. Walker again trying to get to the outside and does. 1st down, Centennial and more for Walker. Finally gets brought down to the ground, but another big pickup for Tawee Walker, this time for 27 yards. There's a flag down on the play. The flag is down back at the Centennial 44-yard lines. We see the replay.
Little fly sweep. Let's see if they get holding out on the edge. And not sure if they're going to get number 85, Brad Young, there.
We got a timeout on the field. And we have a player down for Sunrise Mountain, and it's E.J. Anderson, the sophomore cornerback, being tended to right there on the Mustang sideline. Take another look.
Well, that's...
See Anderson coming in there late. That's his brother right there, number 1, Jay Anderson, checking in on his younger brother, EJ, along with head coach Steve Decker. Hopefully EJ is okay.
Jay, the senior. EJ, the sophomore. EJ, 6'1", 175. Jay Anderson, 5'11", 165, who's a senior.
Let's now take a look at the top performers from week 9. And for Skyline, it was Aaron Wood. Ran for 250 yards, 3 TDs, and Skyline's 73-39 win over Mountain View. By the way, that 73 points Skyline scored on Mountain View is the most the Toros have given up in a game in school history. How about Lucas Wright, Desert Ridge? Huge season, 297 yards, pair of scores, but they fell against Mountain Point. How about Zarek Brown, Millennium, 18 of 22, 421 yards, 6 TDs in Millennium's win. That 421 yards and 6 TDs, that's the most in school history. How about Connor Collamore of Highland? He just did it all. 15 tackles, a pick, forced fumble, pair of rushing TDs. And David Matta from Bradshaw Mountain up north, 11 carries, 206 yards, 7 TDs, kickoff return for a score, 5 tackles, and Jalen Smith, 5 catches, 251 yards, and all 5 of those catches went for touchdowns. And umpires win. That is called efficiency. Well, with 8:28 remaining here in the 3rd quarter, it's time to take a Circle K Polar Pop timeout. Your cup, your rules. We will be right back.
Hey Arizona, Circle K is home of the 89-cent any-size Polar Pop Foam Cup. Fill up the cup that stays cold longer with your favorite flavor and enjoy all day long. You can get any size Polar Pop Foam Cup for just 89 cents every day. That's right, any size Polar Pop Foam Cup for just 89 cents. Head to Circle K now and get a Polar Pop Cup and so much more. Only at Circle K.
Your public lands are a common place of recreation for many Arizonans. Unfortunately, these sites are sometimes taken for granted by those who use them. Being a responsible public land steward enables us all to enjoy the beauty that the outdoors brings.
You shoot it, you own it, you pack it out. Don't trash Arizona.
Welcome back, everybody. E.J. Anderson, the sophomore cornerback, is still down for the Mustangs, being checked on by the medical staff for Sunrise Mountain. E.J.'s older brother, Jay Anderson, you see him kneeling down there in the left part of your screen along with head coach Steve Decker. Hopefully he's okay. Hate to see this
Yep.
at any point in time, but here we are, last game of the regular season. Steve Decker, he told us at halftime one thing we want to do is get out of this game injury-free.
And you're hoping this is just very precautionary. They are calling the fire department. And one of those things, you see the replay, and it wasn't a vicious hit. Sometimes your body gets in funny positions, and
you can see obviously a very concerned Sunrise Mountain team. Everybody has gathered around their teammate E.J. Anderson. Tough time right now. 8:28 remaining here, third quarter. Centennial leading Sunrise Mountain 41-0. And we're going to step aside for another break. We'll be back in just a moment.
What is Valle Luna Mexican Food and Cantinas? We are a true Arizona original, serving carefully prepared, authentic Sonoran-style cuisine since 1983. We are time-honored family recipes using only the freshest ingredients. Good fun, a family place, a gathering place. We are happy faces and happy hours. We are your new favorite neighborhood hangout. Valle Luna Mexican Food and Cantinas.
Clear them out now. They've got to go. At Arrowhead Honda, we're having a construction sale, and we have to clear the lot. We're making way for a brand new showroom, so we're smashing prices on new cars.
Lease a new 2018 Honda Civic LX for just $89 a month. Or a new 2018 Honda Accord LX for only $159 a month.
Super low prices, the best deals ever. The construction sale going on now at Arrowhead Honda at Bell Road and the 101.
Sardella's Pizza and Wings. Only Sardella's makes my favorite things.
Football fans, experience the authentic Italian difference at Sardella's all season. Score big with Sardella's new specials. Large one-topping pizza and 24 succulent wings for just $26.99. Or grab one of our family pastas to feed the whole team, starting at only $19.99. A family tradition for over 30 years. Sardella's. Dine in, carry out, or delivery. Order now at sardellaspizza.com.
Welcome back, everybody. Well, earlier this season, we lost one of our cherished crew members when Tom Kioski passed away from cancer. Tom was our senior camera operator and held down the same position behind the end zone on the Game of the Week for 37 years. He was there from the very beginning, the only person to work on every single season of high school football. Tom's legacy lives on with the Tom Kioski Memorial Scholarship to help students continue their education at the Cronkite School at ASU, where Tom worked for years. To donate online, you can go to asufoundation.org/Cronkite and click on Select Funds, type Kioski in the search field. To donate by check, send checks payable to ASU Foundation to the Cronkite School. Attention Liz Bernruder at 555 North Central Avenue, Phoenix, Arizona 85004-1248, and indicate in memory of Tom Kioski in the memo field. Tom, thanks for all that you have done for us, and we miss you. As you see the shirt, you always recognized him by.
You're watching Game Time on YurView. For more in-depth coverage of the top players around, recruiting updates, behind-the-scenes access, and more, check out YurView.com.
Hey Arizona, Circle K is home of the 89-cent any-size Polar Pop Foam Cup. Fill up the cup that stays cold longer with your favorite flavor and enjoy all day long. You can get any size Polar Pop Foam Cup for just 89 cents every day. That's right, any size Polar Pop Foam Cup for just 89 cents. Head to Circle K now and get a Polar Pop Cup and so much more, only at Circle K.
You're watching Game Time on YurView. For more in-depth coverage of the top players around, recruiting updates, behind-the-scenes access, and more, check out YurView.com.
And welcome back, everybody. Centennial High School and the paramedics have arrived with the stretchers, and they are going to load E.J. Anderson, the sophomore cornerback for Sunrise Mountain, who's been down now for about 10 minutes. And you can see right there, number 1, that is E.J.'s older brother, Jay Anderson. Obviously concerned for his younger brother. The whole Sunrise Mountain team and staff surrounding their fallen teammate right now as Centennial looks on as well.
Well, it's always it's such a tough situation, both teams. You know, I've been on the football field a lot of times, but it's, you know, you feel for your opponent, you feel for the kid, and it's just a tough situation to be in. You know, injuries are part of football, but you always hate to see an ambulance. See him go down there and kind of grab his face mask. And
so it was Jay Anderson who threw Tawee Walker to the ground, and it was EJ who came in to finish it off.
And wasn't much of a blow, but again, that gets turned in a certain situation, and prayers to E.J. Anderson.
There's a good shot right there of Jay Anderson. You saw the emotion there, right there on his face. Let's now take a look at the play of the game as the ambulance pulls up. And it was the 80-yard touchdown from Jonathan Morris to A.J. Jackson in the first quarter. Beautiful throw. The catch and run from Jackson, our play of the game. Another look.
Well, again, when you're talking football, a Centennial team that can throw the football down the field is a Centennial team that's almost unbeatable.
Great job by our camera crew here tonight, capturing the images. And again, the emotion on Jay Anderson's face as his younger brother EJ is being tended to. And at this point in time, the score doesn't matter, the game doesn't really matter. It's just about the well-being of the player. Centennial head coach Richard Taylor looking on, concerned. You know, after all, this is just a game. But when you see a player go down like this and they need to bring the ambulance out, the game just isn't that important anymore.
No, and yeah, it's one of those things where you almost feel silly talking about football while a young man's down on the football field, and obviously our prayers to him and his family, and let's hope that this is precautionary. And
Sunrise Mountain head coach Steve Decker, spoke with him earlier in the week and had nothing but great things to say about E.J. Anderson, his young sophomore. Guy who played on the freshman team last year and brought him up to varsity this year as a sophomore, and has been a key contributor to the success of the Mustangs this season. Record of 7-2, and the team is looking to get ready for the playoffs next week. As they try to figure out some logistics over there. with the Peoria Fire Department, who's made their way over and doing what they can for E.J. Anderson. Well, this week on YurView's high school football recruiting podcast, Over the Middle, Nebraska fans, they've seen it before. A new coach has arrived in Lincoln, full of promise. Cornhuskers are going to turn things around on the field and on the recruiting trail. The same is true with Scott Frost, but this time it feels different. Jeremy is joined by Sean Callahan of Huskers Online to talk about why things should work out this time. Jeremy also previews the big high school football matchups this week on YurView Omaha and YurView Oklahoma, and dissects two of the nation's biggest surprise recruiting classes. All that and more on this week's episode of Over the Middle Podcast. And don't forget, you can always go to YurView.com and check out all of the highlights and big games from across the country. States like Nevada, Louisiana, Oklahoma, Nebraska, Arizona, Omaha, Nebraska. So it's not just here in Arizona, but we hit big parts of the country as well. We've got top plays of the week from across the country. Over the Middle, which we just mentioned. So it's kind of like a one-stop shop at YurView.com. Get all of your high school football needs at one place. And you see Jay Anderson being consoled right now. And it looks like shoulder pads and jersey off. Looks like he might be going in the ambulance, might be going to the hospital along with his brother, EJ. Family first. I know everybody considers being, on the team as part of a family, but this is brother here, the Andersons. And remember, we know this is taking quite a while, but remember, this is for the health and good for the player. They take precautions to make sure everything's okay as best as they can.
Well, you're going to err on the side of safety and caution. As we said, let's hope that's what all this is. As emergency crews have been in these situations, obviously quite a bit more than any of us have been. Got to appreciate the response from the first responders. They were here very, very quickly. I kind of put myself in the mind of E.J. Anderson and how scared you are. Never had a situation where I had a neck injury and didn't have feeling in my body, but I can only imagine how scared you have to be right now.
Well, we're going to step aside for another quick break. We'll be back in just a moment.
You're watching Game Time on YurView. For more in-depth coverage of the top players around, recruiting updates, behind-the-scenes access, and more, check out YurView.com.
50 years ago, President Johnson signed a bill that continues to impact our lives to this day.
The signing of the Colorado River Basin Project Act was the result of tenacious Arizonans. They had a steadfast vision that water security and stability were critical to ensuring Arizona's future. The result is what we know today as the Central Arizona Project.
Through 336 miles of aqueduct and pipelines, CAP provides water to 80% of the state's population, only made possible by a hard-fought battle in Washington 50 years ago.
In Arizona, this act led to one of the world's great engineering marvels. You can even see it from outer space. That's quite an accomplishment. We are watching history made every day, and we are making history ourselves, and that's really something to celebrate.
Here's to the leaders who drafted and fought for the act, the president who signed it into a law, and Central Arizona Project, who keeps the water flowing.
Coming back to school is a big decision, but at AAI, we're with you every step of the way.
We offer career-focused education, and we work with you from the day you enroll through graduation
To help you reach the ultimate goal of moving into the career you deserve.
Don't be afraid to try something new, to try something different. You will set an example for your family, for your children. It's never too late to start a new career.
Check us out at aai.edu.
Or call now and come visit our campus.
You're watching Game Time on YurView. For more in-depth coverage of the top players around, recruiting updates, behind-the-scenes access, and more, check out YurView.com.
Welcome back, everybody. Centennial High School, as Sunrise Mountain sophomore E.J. Anderson is in the ambulance, as you see his older brother Jay Anderson. Very emotional time for him, seeing his younger brother on the ground for, felt like about 15 minutes.
Yeah, I think it's a little bit longer than that. And I guess they have a few options here as teams. And yeah, this is unofficial. But I guess, they could call the game. They could fast clock it because they were at 41 points instead of 42. Or play resumes after a warm-up period. And, again, after a situation like this, I can only remember one time in my long career where I had a guy go down like that, and that was Michael Irvin up in Philadelphia. And it's a difficult task even for grown men to put your helmet back on and go out there and play football immediately after you see one of your teammates or opponents.
Yeah, I was going to ask you, what's the mindset? What was that like for you?
Yeah, it was very surreal. For just a little bit. And obviously you're talking about NFL players, not high school players, and kind of looks like they're going to decide to just continue to play football. And I'm kind of surprised that Coach Taylor and Coach Decker haven't gotten together and say, hey, another way you want to handle the end of this game.
And it looks like we'll go ahead and resume play. And although our heads in the game,
And both teams are now back out onto the field, and
certainly without Elijah, we don't want to forget that.
action will resume as we take another look at the top performers from last week. Big game for Aaron Wood for Skyline. Lucas Wright, almost 300 yards. Zarek Brown, big game at Millennium. Colomore, Matta. And we're back underway here.
Gets up off the left side.
And it's Jordan Young, Wildcat quarterback.
On the stop for the Mustangs.
So just over 8 minutes remaining here, third quarter. Centennial with the lead, 41-0. Fourth down and 3. A.J. Jackson in the punt for the Coyotes. Back to return for Sunrise Mountain is Colton Church, senior captain. Jackson gets it away, low punt. Church calls a fair catch, comes up and makes it. Looks like they're going to mark the ball at about the 33-yard line. That's where go over.
Well, and understandably, you can just feel the energy has been sucked out of the stadium here, and you can see the body language of the players. And I don't know, there's always that struggle to say, okay, you know what, hey, fight through it. Let's be mentally tough. Let's continue to play our game. But my mind is either with my teammate or my opponent.
Freed with the handoff. Tommy Arnold with the carry. Gets brought down at about the 40-yard line. Pick up about 7 on the play. Yeah, I can't imagine what's going through the minds of these players right now, trying to continue to play here in the second half, as we see Jay Anderson His night is over as well. Looks like he's going to be making his way to the hospital to meet up with his brother, who was just taken by ambulance here from the stadium just a few minutes ago. Bogart with the carry. We got 3rd down and 1.
Well, it's one of those things when you play football, you understand there's going to be sprained ankles and sore elbows and sore muscles, bruises, bumps, things like that. You just don't want things to happen when you're heading to the hospital.
And we just received some encouraging news. E.J. Marshall was moving and talking before being taken in the ambulance. So that's encouraging news. We're glad to hear on E.J. Anderson. Fourth and 1 now for the Mustangs. Sunrise Mountain with the ball at their own 42-yard line. Looks like Freed might be punting this one away, and he does. High punt by Freed. And the ball bounces sideways right to Tommy Arnold. And the Coyotes will take over from their own 33-yard line.
Well, it's always interesting. Obviously, you got Centennial, the top seed in 5A, and tomorrow morning the brackets come out, and a lot of coaches spend all week trying to figure out PowerPoints, and if this team wins and we get more points and that team loses, we don't get points, and trying to figure out who your first round opponent's going to be.
See the night of Jonathan Morris, efficient and effective for Centennial. And along those lines, Dale, remember, in 6A and 5A, the region winners do not automatically get a berth in the playoffs. It is all about the PowerPoints.
Well, that's what's interesting, because the lower divisions, they do.
Correct.
And a lot of things are confusing about the AIA. Not sure exactly. And I guess I do understand, because the athletic directors run high school sports, and the AA is in charge of trying to enforce the rules they come up with. But you would think you'd be somewhat uniform in the way you choose your playoff participants. But having said all that, the brackets will be released tomorrow morning. Find out who's playing who and where.
Some interesting storylines, especially in 6A. There might be 2 teams with records of 3 and 7 who make the playoffs, depending on what happens tonight. And that would be Desert Ridge and Hamilton. If both those teams lose tonight, they will finish the year 3 and 7, and they might make the playoffs. And it's 3rd and 7 here for Centennial. There's a shot by Morris, intercepted by Colton Church. How about the senior outside linebacker, the captain, goes up and makes the interception. And that is his first pick of the year, Colton Church.
3.7 GPA, heart and soul of this football team. They try to take advantage of thinking Sunrise Mountain might be aggressive. Number 1 on the team, Colton Church is, with 6 sacks. He also has 8 tackles for a loss coming into the game.
And that is just the 3rd interception on the night for Centennial quarterback Jonathan Morris.
On the year, I would think.
Yes, on the year. He's done a great job protecting that football for the Coyotes. Tommy Arnold there, in on the tackle, MJ Jackson, the senior outside linebacker, number 31. This is a player who made big strides from last year. Had a great impact on this Centennial defense this season. 2nd down and 8. Mustangs with the ball at their own 44. Freed keeps it himself, and Xavier Garcia makes the tackle. MJ Jackson in on as well. No gain on the play. It's going to bring up 3rd and 8. 3:40 remaining here, 3rd quarter. Two receivers split to the left, one to the right. Bryce Cord and Tommy Arnold, the 2 sophomores, offset Freed. Freed slips and then gets brought down. Connor Knutson, Tyler Watkins. Pair of seniors there making the play. And now Freed is slow to get up. Gives a thumbs up, says he's okay, but to the point you brought up earlier, Dale, you got to wonder how much longer Keegan Freed is going to be in this game with 3 minutes left in the 3rd quarter, trailing 41-0.
Well, again, you take a look at that and how important he is to their future as far as in the playoffs. And I mean, just look at his numbers. He's leader of this football team. When the opposing coach, Coach Taylor, says he looks spectacular on film, he's a guy you really need to have.
Jackson Meskimen with the punt. A.J. Jackson with the return. Boy, this A.J. Jackson, he's just a tremendous all-around football player. The only time he's not on the field is during field goals, and he's always making plays.
Look at this punt right here. Watch. Looks like he comes here, and then watch. Got to be. He almost had the punt blocked by number 32, Justin Wilda. Nice awareness there by number 62, Meskimen.
It's a good look at Meskimen right there. Nice play there by the punter. Morris rolls to his left, dumps it off. Brady Young gets knocked out of bounds by Jared Ferreira. But how about Brady Young? Young with the catch, the junior.
Nice big target, 6'2", 290 pounds. And again, when you can run the football, defense has to respect play action. Tight end sneaks out in the flat.
Ferreira with the tackle for Sunrise Mountain. Had 10 tackles in the game early in the year against Williams Field. Very athletic, very smart player on that Mustangs defense. Morris drops back, steps up in the pocket, now trying to get away from the rush, and does! Until number 50, Jake Prey, comes in to make the play.
Well, you're undersized, you got to beat him with quickness, and a bunch of white jerseys running to the football, and you said coming back to make the play, Jake Prey, 190-pound senior. Good coverage downfield by the Sunrise Mountain Mustang defense.
And Jake Prey was our Valle Luna scholar athlete for Sunrise Mountain. With the carry here was Fountain. On the tackle for the Mustangs was Owen Thomas. Boy, Centennial, they are just relentless with this run game. You got Tawi Walker, Jaden Young, Davon Fountain. Morris is mobile as a quarterback.
Mark Jacobs carried the ball 51 times.
He had a nice game against Bishop Gorman, the game we had earlier in the season. You touch on that offensive line as well, just how stout they've been. Centennial 3 of 8 on third down here tonight. Davon Fountain with the carry. And it's going to be a first down Coyotes. Fountain gets brought down at the 35-yard line.
And you got a nice mix. You got a couple seniors, you got a couple juniors. Your quarterback's a junior. A couple receivers that are juniors. And we've already talked about that offensive line. A couple sophomores up front.
Yeah, Centennial, they just reload. They've won 13 straight games, 22 of their last 23, 35 of their last 37. Just a model of consistency as Morris takes a shot down the field. Intended receiver was Dylan Miller, but a penalty flag comes out late. And it looks like it's going to be against Sunrise Mountain.
Well, they got some versatile offensive linemen, too, that can play guard and play tackle.
The last time Liberty lost.
Pass interference defense, number 3. 15 yards previous spot. First down.
As we take another look.
I want you to watch right here. This is Jacob Fife. He moved from right guard over to right tackle. Wants the physicality he comes down here with, and that's the way you like to see offensive linemen finish blocks if you're a college coach.
2 penalties, 20 yards for Sunrise Mountain. Is that the way you taught Jacob Fife back when he was in middle school? Taking a shot to the end zone, overthrows Miller.
No, last time I talked with Jacob Fife in middle school, he's a goofy little young kid who's grown up into a young man in National Honor Society, and coaches say he's still a little goofy, but he's tough goofy.
It's all right to be a little bit goofy.
Well, most offensive linemen have a little screw loose. Otherwise, why are you playing offensive line?
I would concur, at least with the person to my right.
These Centennial guys are nice guys down here.
I wasn't skipping one next to me. 19 seconds remain. Third quarter. Jet sweep. A.J. Jackson gets it to the outside, looking for the end zone, and does. Touchdown, Centennial. And it's A.J. Jackson with the 20-yard score. And this is, for Mr. Jackson, his 3rd touchdown of the night.
Another one of those fly sweeps where you think Sunrise Mountain has the angle on him. Pitch it forward so it's a pass. Great vision, feel, and athleticism to get in the end zone.
Garrett Savage says the extra point is good, and that makes it a 48-0 game. 4th quarter when we come back.
Game Time High School football coverage on YurView has been sponsored by Arizona Automotive Institute. Turn your dreams into reality with career training from AAI. By Circle K. It's time for a Circle K Polar Pop timeout. Your cup, your rules. And by Valle Luna, proud supporter of scholar athletes in Arizona. Join us all fall long for some of the top high school football from around the country on Game Time.
What is Valle Luna Mexican Food and Cantinas? We are a true Arizona original, serving carefully prepared, authentic Sonoran-style cuisine since 1983. We are time-honored family recipes using only the freshest ingredients. Good fun, a family place, a gathering place. We are happy faces and happy hours. We are your new favorite neighborhood hangout. Valle Luna Mexican Food and Cantinas.
Adventure beckons all across Arizona. Let us be your tour guide on Arizona Explorer as we head to Prescott and discover all the interesting things to see and do. Venture back in time to learn about Prescott's rich history. Hike through some of Arizona's prettiest scenery and soak up the local nightlife after the sun goes down. Find out why Prescott is the perfect autumn destination on Arizona Explorer Prescott Edition. Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday evening on YurView Arizona.
Now Contour from Cox gets you right to the strange stuff.
Something's coming. Something hungry for blood.
Noble stuff.
The crown must always win. Show me something dramatic.
And orange stuff. Along with the best stuff on cable. Because Netflix is now on Contour.
How awesome is this place?
Just say it.
Black Mirror.
And get right to the fierce, funny, bold, and bingy stuff. Watch it all on Contour. Just say Netflix to get started.
Welcome back, everybody, watching Game Time on YurView Arizona. Tell you what, you gotta appreciate the spirit of this Sunrise Mountain cheerleading squad. Their Mustangs, they're down 48-0 as we head to the fourth quarter. Rodriguez to kick it away. It's going to be the short kick. Hauling it in there for the Mustangs was Jared Ferreira.
Well, you know what's interesting to me is the fact that since I stopped playing football, my viewpoint has changed of crowds. When you played football, you think everybody's there to watch you and concentrate on football, and it's important to them. And then all of a sudden you go to a football game or you broadcast a football game and you realize it's, other than for parents and certain fans, it's really more of a gathering place.
It's not about what's going on in the field.
No.
Or about you.
Why can't it be about me?
You would like that. How about that? Frankie Hollenquist transferred in from Millennium like Davon Fountain, sat the first 5 games, and Coach Taylor says this guy is just a beast.
Yeah, as we talked about him, how physical he is up front, plays offensive, defensive line, just a beast, 6 foot, 280 pounds.
So 48-0, we now have a running clock. As soon as a lead gets to 42 points or more, the clock runs. Now, if the lead gets under 42, then we will be back to a regular clock that will stop at the normal times. Third down and 15 for Sunrise Mountain.
And I'm not sure if I like this better. About 10 years ago, it used to be 42-point lead, the game stopped. No matter who was second quarter, third quarter, fourth quarter.
Game's over.
Game is done. The whistle's blown.
Not anymore. Freed goes up top. Intercepted by Kieran Clark. Down the sidelines. Goes the senior cornerback.
I think you're going to have defensive pass interference down the field. Looks like there's contact.
Yeah, you can see
while the ball was in the air.
Yeah, you can see the flag down there at about the 27-yard line. And you can see Keegan Freed heading back out to the field. You know, talking with Sunrise Mountain head coach Steve Decker earlier in the week, he said this was going to be a tough game. But he wanted to see where his Mustangs stood.
There are 2 fouls on the play, both on the defense. Personal foul after the change of possession. That one's declined. Pass interference, defense. That penalty will be enforced 15 yards from the previous spot. First down.
So there you have the explanation by Ray Burt.
You can see the contact right in front of the ball there. And I think they're going to get the leaping here. All in the name of safety for the players.
Which is always the priority. 9 minutes remain. First and 10 for the Mustangs from their own 37.
on Sunrise Mountain, letting the play clock run down as much as possible, trying to shorten this game.
There's the pitch to Arnold. There's Hollingquist. We're starting to call his name a little bit more and more here. Number 52.
I think he's going to be a force to be reckoned with throughout these playoffs. You know, I've talked about those defensive linemen who are a little bit undersized as far as height. Hollingsquist, 6 foot tall, but he's also 280 pounds.
Good luck moving that.
No play clocks here, Centennial Stadium, so you watch the back judge.
Hand off again to Arnold, nowhere to go. Bounces out of it though, look at that, Tommy Arnold. How about the sophomore? 5'10", 200. Looked like he was all bottled up, broke out of it. And nice little gain out of it.
Even he's saying, hey, you get driven back about 5 yards. Probably should have been a whistle blown, I would think. I think forward progress was probably stopped somewhere around there.
You would have thought so. Look at that. Look at that shield on his helmet. Like he can even see out of there.
Yeah, there's some sweat up in there and needs some windshield wipers like a...
Looks like he's been driving on the highway for a while. Can't see out of that thing. 3rd and 5. Freed. And in on the sack, the 7th sack of the night for this Centennial defense. This time it's Joseph Salazar, the junior, getting in on the action. So that's going to bring up 4th down and 10. And the punting unit, and that means Jackson Meskimen in the punt for Sunrise Mountain.
Jackson Meskimen
averaging just under 37 yards a punt this year. Ranks 5th in the 5A. A.J. Jackson is the return man for Centennial. Fields it off the bounce. Breaks a couple of tackles, still moving. And with 6:05 remaining here in the 4th quarter, it's time to take a Circle K Polar Pop timeout. Your cup, your rules. We will be right back.
In the blink of an eye, cities fall, heroes rise. A heartbeat skips as a man slips gravity's grip, and heartbreak leaps from the brink in a blink. Just think of all the games, teams, hopes, and dreams that live and die because greatness lies in the blink of an eye. This is the sports app on Contour from Cox. Cable TV reimagined to get you right to the good stuff.
Jeanette, you know how during our date, we couldn't remember the name of that show we both liked. We're Cox customers. We can find it on Contour. Last 9 viewed. My grandkids are here. Home improvement shows. More like this. We liked House Hunters. That's the name of it.
Grandpa, you have a girlfriend?
We're not using labels.
That's a yes.
Watch more, search less, because you're a Cox customer. Cox.com/learn.
Welcome back, everybody. Centennial High School, it is all Coyotes. They lead 48-0. It's under 6 minutes remaining in the game. Chris Harris here along with Dale Hellstray. So glad you could join us. Last game of the regular season. Handoff, J.L. Stark breaks a couple of tackles, still on his feet. Look at the senior, J.L. Stark. Boy, that was a tough 10 or 11 yards he picked up there.
Well, you got a bunch of young offensive linemen who are hungry to hit somebody else and not be fodder for that first string defensive line. And Stark breaking some tackles, getting a chance to carry the ball. Came into the game 39 carries, over 300 yards, and 6 touchdowns.
Also part of the track team at Centennial. As we got a new quarterback here for the Coyotes, Tyler Hovatter. He pitches over to Stark. Look at JL Stark. Another big run by the senior. Another one of those versatile players at Centennial. We talked about Tawi Walker, Davon Fountain, Jaden Young, and oh, by the way, we got JL Stark we can put back there as well. 2 carries, 26 yards. And there's Richard Taylor working that gum over. Always worried about something. Hovatter, handoff to Mark Jacob. Beautiful stiff arm by Jacob. Boy, this Centennial team, they are still just battling.
Well, again, you got young guys who haven't played tonight. Jacob averaging 6.6 yards per carry. You see that vision gliding, cutting back against the grain.
Jacob had a 110-yard game against Apollo back on September 28th.
Snap, false start, offense, 5-yard penalty, first down.
Take a look at that Centennial defense. And when you've had a game like they've had, Dale, so you huddle quickly around that monitor because you want to see all the good things you've been doing.
Well, in a good game, yes. In a bad game, you kind of shy away from that. But it is just amazing with technology today how advanced everybody is. And you see a new offensive scheme or new defensive scheme, new alignment. You immediately go over there. They're watching the previous series, just like colleges, the National Football League. I mean, when I was in the NFL, we're the most advanced of any of the levels of football, and we had little still photo shots that we would get barely before we went out on the field for the next series. So it's just unbelievable with Wi-Fi and all those things what these high schools are able to do.
Jacob with the carries. You're just flipping through the pages when you're on the side.
You are, which is, if you missed a block, is a good thing because you really can't tell, but it gives you the alignments, and if you're seeing a different look than what you practiced against all week long.
Third down and 1 for the Coyotes from the 8. Hovatter with the pitch to Kenny Williams. The whistle is blown. Incomplete pass.
I think they're going to say it's incomplete pass.
Yep.
But I'm not so sure that wasn't a backwards pass.
They wasted no time blowing the whistle. So 4th down and 1. Tyler Hovatter, the senior quarterback, handoff to Jacob. He pushes forward. Ball is loose and recovered by Centennial. And that's Eli Tabanako with the recovery for the Coyotes. And that was 4th down, so turn it over on downs, and the Sunrise Mountain offense will come back out. Clock continues to run. And they stop it with 1:18 remaining with the change of possession. Good look at Tabanako.
Well, walking in front of him is Oscar Abundis. We didn't really talk about him, the sophomore right tackle for Centennial. 6'6", 330 pounds. You found out he does the Chinese splits, making him very flexible. I don't know what the Chinese splits are, but
anytime you say splits,
yes,
I think you got to be impressed. Less than a minute remaining, and we just had a shot a moment ago of the defensive coordinator for Centennial, Andrew Taylor, and his defense is going to pitch its 4th straight shutout and 5th of the season. And that makes Richard Taylor one proud papa.
Well, even seeing a couple of the Centennial fans at halftime saying this is good that we've seen ourselves play this season.
Very impressive group, no doubt about it.
And it all looks like they're going to hang on to win it. And it looks like they're going to let the clock go. And you know what?
This clock's going to run now. Under 10 seconds remain. And that will do it. Centennial Coyotes finish a perfect regular season with a record of 10-0. They will head into the 5A state playoffs. The number 1 ranked team, Sunrise Mountain, finishes up at 7-3 on the season. Mustangs head coach Steve Decker. His team's got a week to regroup and then be ready for the playoffs.
No, they don't have a week to regroup. They got about 2 days.
Well, until they play again.
That's not regrouping.
True.
They're playing a week from tonight, so quick turnaround. Lick your wounds a little bit. Realize that Centennial's best team in 5A. Still really impressed with Sunrise Mountain's helmets. I think they're as neat as we've seen all year long.
So Centennial, last time they lost a game, October 27th of last year. Last regular season game last season, they lost 21-19 to Liberty. 10-0 this season. 5 shutouts. 4 shutouts last 4 games. Another tremendous effort by this Coyotes team, not only offensively, but defensively as well. And we are going to step aside for a quick break. We'll be back with more from here at Centennial High School when we come back.
On the strength of your Wi-Fi and fix issues right under your nose by resetting your modem or set-top box. Even check TV listings. Sign into my account at Cox.com today so you never miss a thing.
With Cox high-speed internet, you get access to super-fast in-home Wi-Fi to power all your devices and do the things you love online. And now, when you're traveling, you have free access to the nation's largest Wi-Fi network with over 500,000 hotspots, so you can stay connected in places such as New York City, Los Angeles, Washington, D.C., Phoenix, and many more. Learn how with the Cox Discover More video series at cox.com/learn.
Welcome back, everybody, to Centennial High School. It is the Coyotes with the victory over Sunrise Mountain 48-0. Let's go down to the field. And Coyotes head coach Richard Taylor. And coach, what impressed you the most here tonight?
Oh, I think the overall team effort, offensively, defensively, and special teams. So I was proud of all 3 phases of the game.
Coach, I played a long time and only had a couple situations where you have an injury that requires ambulances and a lot of time in between plays. How do you get your team refocused after something like that?
Well, that's difficult. We hope, there was good news. They said they thought he was okay and they were just taking for precautionary reasons. But it's hard, it just kind of derails your focus. And I think our leaders, senior leaders, got everybody back focused again.
So what do you do to your son, Andrew? I mean, he's only pitched 4 straight shutouts. I mean, what's the challenge next week? I mean, when's he going to do something for you?
That's a good point. Maybe I should ask him that, huh?
No, congratulations. Obviously, your team is a team that we've seen over the years seems to get better as the year goes along. This year seems no different. How do you accomplish that year in and year out?
Well, I think the weight room is a big part of it. You know, we work hard all summer, and we're still working hard in the weight room now. And I think our captains, you know, encourage everyone to keep pushing and keep getting better. Obviously, our coaches work tirelessly in preparation to put the boys in good positions to play well. And I think it's a combination of all that.
Centennial head coach Richard Taylor, thank you so much for the time. Congratulations on the victory, and good luck in the postseason.
Thank you very much, guys. Appreciate it.
All right, let's now go to our player of the game. And there were many options here this evening, but we're going to go with Tawee Walker here.
Yeah, so they got this game off to a great start for Centennial. You see the physicality. It looks like you have him bottled up a couple times early, and even when you think you have him tackled, he's going to lower that shoulder and try and gain a couple extra yards. You see the vision and the balance. We talked about his balance, 5'10", 195 pounds, just hard to get on the ground. And tell you what, if he was nursing an ankle injury tonight, I'd hate to see him at full speed.
Yeah, it didn't show, that's for sure. Let's now take a look at the final stats from this one. And obviously everything leans towards Centennial.
Yeah, the only thing that I think Coach Taylor and staff will be able to point out this week to the team is, you know what, you end up playing a team that's as good as you are. That stat right there could cost you a playoff game. Let's clean that up as we go forward.
But Centennial gets the victory. Centennial with the victory 48-0. Our next game, Grand Canyon men's basketball, next Tuesday, October 30th. Pregame starts at 6:30. The Lopes will take on Montana State Billings, the Yellow Jackets. That is our next game, Grand Canyon basketball, October 30th, next Tuesday. Pregame starts at 6:30. Well, this was our last regular season game, last one of the year. We want to thank our entire crew for doing another fantastic job this season, the 37th for Cox. And for our stage manager, Beth Pockman, our statistician, Jared Donnins, and for Dale Hellstry, I'm Chris Harris saying so long. And thank you for joining us for another season of high school football right here on Game Time on YurView, Arizona.